How wise could a cow be?
Oh, yeah, -2.
Great.
All right. What happened last time?
We had a fun time at the fair.
we got a funnel cake and split it.
Yeah.
I won Surrie a giant teddy bear. Casca very
Several
narrowly
times.
beat me in a melee, and it
Very
was
close.
awesome.
Yeah, then you embarrassed
Robin blocks
a
it.
honky ass Robin Loxley.
Got a magic returning arrow.
You're dead.
Picked up some new duds, some new threads. For
Yeah.
all of you.
From
Mariotrope's exotic weaves.
Mariotrope.
Bernard was like, here's my roommate. He's like, oh, the star of the show has food poisoning. What are we going to do? And you were like,
I poisoned her.
you were like, I'll do it.
Yeah, I think that was it. Just a fun day.
Oh, yep, that was all it happened.
Definitely
Great.
The feast started, there was a lovely statue unveiled, and it blew up. And then
Thank
three
For getting
beings
Yeah.
of we don't know what
Not quite sure.
were like, hey, we're heralding this being. Deal with
Yeah.
it or die or something.
there. Lord Vanakin.
Basically, like, become slaves or die. Those
Yeah.
are your options.
And we were like, I don't like either of those.
Yeah, some
We're
Witch
gonna
King looking
yeah.
motherfuckers showed up.
Yeah.
And then they pieced out. And a lovely statue, now ruined.
Yes, I think that's about the long and short of it. So, there you sit, or stand, or whatever position you got yourselves into after being knocked on your asses by a concussive force from the bomb. As the herald spoke, time and space seemed to warp around you, and it all fell sort of into this hushed silence as everyone in the hall was enraptured by their speech. But as their speech stopped, and the last echoes of it fade from the hall, and their bodies sort of fade away into nothingness, suddenly the world around you sort of snaps back into existence, and you hear the screams of people hollering out in pain, the panic of those still conscious and standing in the hall. You see Angiers, who was standing right next to the bomb, face down in a puddle of his own blood
Oh,
on the hall.
Oh, no.
Each of the successors immediately jump to their feet and begin doing the business that they are suited to. Casca stands immediately and says, close down the palace. If they're still here, we'll be finding them. And she sort of like immediately tears off, talking to guards, coordinating with Calcitrix, her retainer. Bernard immediately gets up, almost clambering over the table, making his way to the wreckage of where the statue once stood, and begins sort of examining the pieces of it, perhaps trying to find out what exactly happened.
Is he ignoring Angiers?
It's not his
can't
milieu.
Well, Alyseia then gets up
There you go.
and sort of gives a command out to some guardsmen standing by. Bring the healers, we have many wounded, and then immediately makes her way over to Angiers and starts tending to him and assessing the damage of those injured in the hall. All three of you are okay, but maybe some shrapnel in your food. But other than that, all four of you, I'm sorry. What would you like to do?
Can I take a whiff of this wine? Just on the off chance that someone else felt like be getting frisky today.
Sure. What are you trying to decipher?
Does it smell like it's been tampered with at all?
Okay, give me an survival or investigation or perception.
13.
Not that you can tell, it just smells like wine.
I am going to very slowly take a much larger sip than I normally would. And then just put it back down on the table.
That's fair.
And then look to Surrie. This happens when we go to dinner.
Right.
I'm immediately going to look for anyone who looks particularly wounded or looks as if they've had a...
Angiers looks worse just because he was standing right there.
Sure.
But then...
But Alysia's already on him, right?
Yeah, Alysia's on him. And then there was sort of so you were at sort of the head of one end of the table.
Yeah.
And so there's like a strip of table on either
At the
side of where the
middle.
statue was, where people are looking pretty torn up.
I'm going to make my way there and assess people who are either the closest to danger, and throw some healing words at the ones who need it the most.
Definitely,
to
yeah. So
stabilize them.
mostly it's just sort of maybe some burns or cuts and scrapes, but there are a few people who it looks like maybe some of the shrapnel like nicked their throat or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, you move to them and immediately
Try to bring it back from the brink.
yeah,
if I can.
mending their skin back together. Give me a medicine check.
Sure.
I know you're casting Cure Wounds, but
Yeah.
all the same.
10?
It's tough, and you're still maybe a little shell-shocked by what has just come to pass, but
Sure.
you managed to sort of like patch the very worst of them up. Nobody seems to be in any immediate danger of dying as of right now.
That's all we need right now.
Casca tore her ass out of here.
No, she's still in the hall. She's
Okay.
speaking with Calcitrix and sort of like, she sort of called the guard to her and is like dispatching them.
Was the sense that we got from them, the heralds, familiar in any way to something we have encountered before?
Give me a perception check. Just if you were going off what you saw.
9.
It didn't look like that,
Mhm.
but you have no idea what it would have been otherwise.
I'm gonna make my way over to Casca as unthreateningly as possible.
Yeah, so as you make your way across the hall, you come upon her just as she seems to be dispatching the last set of guards. She's giving them instructions basically to close down the island, this central island essentially, and the palace included. Because if whoever that was is still on the ground, she wants them captured. But yeah, you come over to her and she just has like her jawline could like cut a boulder right now. She is furious.
I'll go with you.
So both of you are headed over there. Okay, great. So she's dispatching the troops and she sees you approach, whipping her head towards you, and her eyes like are wild for a moment, but then she just sort of focuses back in on you. Says, I've been warning everyone that something like this would happen. My whole life I've said we rested on our laurels too long. We felt invincible when there was no reason for it. This is inexcusable and heads will roll for this. This is why you must support me. I foresaw this. I'm the only one who's willing to do something about it.
What do you suggest we do right now?
Find the bastards that appeared before our very eyes and put their heads on pikes.
Before we question them?
Oh no. Oh no, no, no. That would be way too easy. We'll get everything they've ever known out of them first.
With all due respect, my lady, should they have made their exit already, I would not be surprised if there were Arcadian members of the house or of, I don't know, station that someone had to have left the door open, as it were.
Yes. Yes. I know you're trying to be helpful, but I'd rather move forward with the task at hand than be told things I'm already aware of.
Very well. Turn around, leave.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to be short. It's just nothing like this has ever happened. And it's my job now to see to it. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Tell me what I can do to help.
This matter will be seen to. We can't forget about the long picture and all this mess, though. The task I set to Seren, and I'm sure she told you, that is the most immediate pressing thing that you can help with. The kingdom must be secured. More now, more than ever.
You want us to go do that right now?
As you see fit.
Alright.
I left and went over to Bernard, sorry.
Okay, great. What are Kashek and Alcyone, what are y'all doing?
I would be healing.
Okay.
I suppose we're both most
Just
occupied with
tending
that.
to people? Yeah,
sure,
yeah,
sorry.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I'm still a little shell-shocked myself.
Yeah, so you go over to Bernard, who is sort of like examining the leftover sort of, any of the larger leftover pieces of the statue that lie scattered around the center of the hall here. Just like peering down at them, maybe working his hands over them a little bit, perhaps working some sort of spell to try and determine things, given he's making checks basically. He's very caught up in his work though, he doesn't even seem to notice your approach.
We'll just kind of kneel, like at a respectful distance, and wait until it seems like he might be paying attention to his surroundings a little more.
Yeah, he carries on. He seems to be completely like sort of had no perception of what's going on around him. And perhaps only maybe by chance he glances up and catches you out of the corner of his eye and sort of like, oh, yeah. What can I do for you?
What can I do for you?
I was just examining the wreckage of what has just happened here. There's so much we don't know and so much we need to find out very, very quickly. Are you all right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Good capital, and we invited you here, and just in time for you to almost be killed. Oh, I'm terribly embarrassed.
This does tend to happen when I go to dinner.
Well, not in Arcadia, it doesn't. This is... I can't even begin to think about the ramifications of this. It's going to be a very busy couple of days in the capital. Goodness gracious me.
If I can ask something with as much respect as I can muster, I suppose. How was that explosion triggered? Can you figure it out?
Well, sort of best I've been able to ascertain. The statue obviously was hollow, filled with either and he sort of like runs a finger along the corridor, and it comes away like blackened and sooty. He rubs it between his fingers, filled with some sort of explosive powder. I imagine there was some minute hole left open from the outside to the inside, covered with a wax seal, and when the flame was lit, melted away and set off a bomb. Now here's what I'm trying to work out, though, and it is a complex bit of magic. Come over if you would. He calls you really close. On one of the pieces of former statue that he's holding, you can still see, torn up and tattered now, but it does appear like there's some sort of sigil on the inside. It's some sort of illusory script, heat activated. It's nothing I've ever seen before, but I think the explosion is what triggered our heralds to appear.
Then I'll see no need to search for them physically on the island, but I'll leave that to your sister.
Well, and he sort of looks over at her. Yes, she'll be on the warpath now, I'm afraid. I loathe to be anyone her suspicion falls upon. Goodness gracious me. This is going to change everything.
Are you alright?
Me? What? Yes. Well, naturally. Yes.
You're,
Yes. Well, no, nothing that can't be mended. No, I'm quite all right. And he looks over at Alcyone and Keshek. Up into business already, bless them. I'm sorry to have gotten you all wrapped up in this, but I am terribly glad that you're here. It seems it was quite fortuitous. Seems we're in need of heroes now more than ever.
I'll do my best.
It's all a bit overwhelming, isn't it? Is there anything else I can do for you?
I just, really awkwardly, go to put a hand on his shoulder and then double, think about maybe if I'm not allowed to touch a duke.
He's not Duke yet.
Right. And I just kind of, very awkwardly, kind of give him a nod and then go find Surrie.
If there's anything that you do need in the coming days, please don't hesitate to call upon me.
And you for us.
But of course.
I'm still with Casca, and is there any more immediate action I can take to help you?
You're asking her? I don't hold out much hope that whoever we saw floating before us is actually here, but if they are, I want to make sure they're found and locked down. I've dispatched men to lock down the palace and the entire central island, but if there's anything you can do to locate these fiends, if they are still here, I'm sure that would be a great help.
I'll do my best.
Thank you.
Oh, good. We'll find each other.
Always do. Bernard's all right. He seems to think that the statue was tampered with before it arrived here. How do I explain this? The bomb itself was physical, but the resulting explosion triggered something magical to summon them here.
Interesting.
We might... How close is Casca?
She is still talking to Calcitrix, still up by the head of the table. Bernard is still by the statue, and Alyseia is by the statue as well. So right along, sort of in the center of the hall, whereas Casca is still at sort of a far end.
I might not want to be the artisans who worked on this statue.
No.
That doesn't entirely put the blame on them. It might have been tampered with after they were finished with it. And we need to speak privately.
Yes. They also could have been instructed to construct it in a certain way and not really know what they were doing.
Sure.
Fully.
Where the...
Yeah, after, if enough time has passed that we've seen to that no one's on, death's door at this point, I would make my way over to Alyseia just to see if Angier needs any additional assistance beyond one person can do.
You do. You make your way over, and as you do, actually, you can see her sort of running her hands along his body, and you sense those sort of like. Being a bard, you're familiar with like many domains of magic, and you can definitely tell that she's weaving some sort of magic around him to try and knit his wounds. And as you approach, she turns her head around, and you can see her face is attempting to be stony, but she's got a little bit of mascara run going on. As you approach, she sort of turns to look at you, and again, she sort of has to like focus her eyes in on you a little bit. But she says, Alcyone, are you alright?
Quite, my lady. Can I help you? Do you need assistance? Would this go easier with two?
Good Lord, the Chancellor himself. I think I've stabilized him. I don't think he's going to die, at least not right now, but he's seriously hurt. We'll need to get him to the healer's pavilion immediately.
Very well. If there's anything that can happen for him more immediately, or I am not unskilled in magics of that sort.
With the healing magic?
Yes.
Oh, well, by all means.
Yeah, so I'll try and toss a 3rd level healing word, if that's going to do anything for this scenario.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, just speak a few words, because that's all. The only component to this one is verbal rather.
Yes, so you do so. As you run your hands over him, funneling the healing magics back into his body, you can see sort of consciousness come back to him, and his face grimace and screw up in pain, and then he just kind of drifts back into unconsciousness. So you can tell you got him above 0, but he's still unconscious.
Well, that bodes well. At least he should last, if that's any comfort.
She has like a sort of array of like, a lot of fine jewelry and necklaces about her, and she's just sort of like, goodness gracious me, are your companions all right?
Yeah, I'm going to go and see if I can take her hand at the moment.
Do so.
Yeah. We are all unharmed miraculously, my lady, and glad to see that you and your siblings are as well. Koshek and I have been tending to the more grievously injured, and it seems as though there should not be any loss of life from this.
Luminary, bless you both. I'm so grateful for your help.
Of course.
Seems your timing here was very fortuitous. We are certainly very lucky to have you now in this time of crisis.
In any case, it is rather why we're here. Are you well? I see that you look unharmed, but that's far from the only impacts this can have.
Alcyone, may I confide in you a moment?
Please.
It would not bear to let the court see me like this. I must appear strong in the face of these kind of tragedies, but my heart is seized with fear. Nothing like this has ever happened, not in our 7 centuries. I fear events may spiral outside of our control now. I don't know what's going to happen in the coming days.
Nor do I, my lady, but I know with certainty that you can count on the 4 of us at the very least. We've already, I've seen my friends speaking to your siblings, and I feel that we're going to do our best to attend to the needs you presented to us, but now additionally considering this frightful incursion into the very heart of Arcadia.
Today will never be forgotten. And just at that moment, Henri Le Massif arrives with another, presumably it's one of the healers that was dispatched for, and they sort of load Angiers onto a little, like a little, what do you call this?
Stretcher?
Stretcher, yeah. And they carry him out. Well, there's much to do. All in the court will need to be some sort of assurance given that this is a one-time event and that we can establish control again, otherwise there would be bedlam.
Yes, I should not keep you, my lady. I'll return to doing what I can and, see to my friends.
Thank you. What is it you all intend to do now?
Without any leads on these particular individuals, I think the best thing we can do is further the aims of you and your siblings out in the wider world. Unless you wish, of course, us to stay closer to home for fear of more.
No. You must do what you think is right. And I imagine after this, Casca will have the entire city so tightly locked down it will be hard for everyone to leave, or it'll hard for you to get out even if you are on official business. But I'm so sorry that you're a part of this now.
It seems that we were in the right place at the right time, or perhaps wrong on both accounts.
I'm glad you feel that way. I'm worried for you all.
For us, my lady.
For everyone. I don't know.
It's very good of
I'm
you.
sorry, I'm just talking out of turn.
No, it's very good of you, but I must confess that nothing of that magnitude could be meant for 4 humble adventurers, if you take my meaning.
Yes, of course.
We happen to be here, but I fear that you and the court were the intended recipients of the message.
This Vonnekin, but I've never even heard that word before. What were they talking about, Alcyone?
I do not know, my lady. There are many strange beings and many arrogant ones of outside influence around the world and in different places of existence, if you take my meaning. I've seen many kinds of magic in my time, but I believe that no physical barrier would prevent them from returning if they intended to do so.
Yes, a troubling thought. There's very much to do. Well, I'm so glad you are safe. We shall talk again soon. Please come to me if there's anything that you need.
Certainly. I believe that we'll let you know should we depart the capital very soon. We'll inform the 3 of you.
I'd be most grateful if you did.
Of course. I will leave you to your duties, my lady.
Thank you. Anything else or just that?
No, I've just been healing.
Okay.
Yeah, what's the deal with that?
How do you mean?
Kashek wants to heal things, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I get that for, like, narrative weight, you would want to have people not just be able to be like, I'm fine! Because somebody pushed a 6-level spell slot into me. Like, so I don't want to waste my spell slots trying that if you're just like, it needs, like, proper medical attention. So, like, this is for...
You're talking about Angiers?
Well, we just...
Yeah, So, yeah, he healed Angiers, and, like, both narratively and mechanically, he's better. He's not going to die, but he's still... the stress of the what happened to his body. He's still unconscious.
So like,
But yes, to answer your question, there's a difference between when you use a spell to heal in game,
right,
or during combat or whatever, and like what happens to an NPC.
Sure, and I know that there are like variant rules on like major damage. You have to like rest for like a week or whatever. And I'm not getting into all that. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't like wasting.
That's what I like because just it makes storytelling.
Yeah.
No, I completely understand it, and it can completely destroy what's meant to be a dramatic moment.
Did you guys see that? I almost died.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I'm fine now.
Yeah, I imagine I was spending all my first level slots taking care of the
Which
ones down there.
And if you want me to actually take some off, I'm happy to do that.
Yeah, sure. If you were casting healing spells, to bring people. Yeah. So what would you like to do, y'all?
I try to catch Alcyone and Kashek's eyes once they're seem like they're finishing up.
Yeah, so I
It's
stepped
kind of
aside.
difficult because you got them predator eyes. So.
He can feel you looking at him. He turns his head entirely around.
I just try to catch their eyes and like telepathically communicate like we need to talk.
It looks like she's trying to telepathically communicate.
Do you want to talk or something?
Was that a message?
Yes.
Not right here.
This is all kind of rough, but I'm still gonna need to eat something.
We left all of the food in our rooms. Is that alright with you?
We can probably ask Chauncey for that. I'll just wave you over.
Pain, what's going on?
We should probably speak about what just happened.
Yes, we should.
Alcyone's hungry.
Okay. Good thing there's food in our room.
That's what I just told her.
Alcyone, why don't you come with us to our room and we can talk and also you can eat some food. Kashek, would you love to meet Seren and Alcyone and I back
Is
in our
this
room?
the joke still going, or do you have a message?
I'm messaging.
Okay.
Yeah, we both have messages.
I thought okay.
Yeah.
Did they not set like any food out? Like not even appetizers
I
yet?
didn't get to it yet. They brought out.
This was
they brought out-
before the dinner.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say because
before-
we're just
They
starting
brought
handing
out
you
like
shit.
a round of wine for everybody to do the toast, and then you were meant to. Then it was meant to eat.
We
but
didn't even get
didn't
to
there.
soup!
We didn't get there yet.
Just some fucking toast.
So yeah, I messaged you that. I messaged
Chef,
you
where
that.
are you? I met soup.
What do you mean you had soup?
Is she going to come?
I
I'm closer to the door than the other two of you. I
Let's
believe.
go.
Then let's go.
So all of you making your way out of the grand hall back towards your chambers?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Chauncey's not in here at all, is he?
Nope.
Okay.
No, in fact, you find him still dutifully standing outside your hallway
Chauncey, holy fuck.
as you get back. And actually, as he sees you all approach, he looks incredibly concerned, and he sort of like totters up to you a little bit.
No, you did. Okay.
No.
Then you're gonna break a hip.
Mistress and master, are you quite all right? I thought I heard an explosion.
Well, you...
Yes,
Yes.
you would have.
What happened?
There was an explosion.
What?
During the supposed to be the toast, the new statue, it was apparently sabotaged in some way, and an explosion happened, and everyone. There are wounded, but no one appears to be in danger of losing their life right now. So
Well, thank heavens for that.
they're currently dealing with that.
Goodness gracious, an attack on the capital.
Yes.
Even in my very long memory, I can't think of something like this. Goodness gracious. Well, please come in. Is there anything I can get for you?
We're just planning on taking a meal, but after that, we need nothing more from you for the evening, Chauncey.
Goodness gracious. Yes, well, I'm terribly glad you're all safe.
I'm glad you're well as well.
I'm going to, if there's nothing else you'll be needing, I'm going to go make sure Kirill's all right.
Please,
Yes, please.
please tend to your business.
Yes, thank you.
Were we followed?
Into our room?
Yeah, we're going to yours. You have a couch in there?
Yes.
Mhm.
I'm gonna
It's...
sprawl over all of it.
Okay, please don't sit on the boy.
No, I'll just scoop him up.
There's all manner of furnitures in each of your rooms.
Right.
Yes, you find yourselves back in your room, closing the door behind you.
Yes.
I like lean up against it and like have a listen.
At the door.
Yeah.
Give me a perception check.
Ooh, that would be a 21.
Thanks, James.
Great. You hear maybe just Chauncey's footsteps leaving the hall, but other than that, nothing else. And at this point, the baby has patted his way over and is also pressing the side of his head up against the wall.
Okay, game over. We don't have to do anything else today. Look down. Do you hear anything?
And he gets a very serious look on his little face, and then just swivels his head back up around at you and blinks twice.
I can't remember if I said that was yes or no.
Neither can he.
And then I just like slide back down against the door and sit right in front of it.
So some crazy shit just happened.
I take off my hat and just toss it on the couch next to me.
I take it this is not normal.
Well, it's sort of a matter of perspective now that you say that.
For Seren and I,
This is kind of par for the course, although we have never had an explosion before. Oh, we
Well,
have had an explosion
not
before.
at dinner, it was afterwards,
After
but
dinner.
yes.
It's neither expected nor good.
Right.
I could tell this was not good, but I did not know if it was sort of a... Never mind.
Somebody may have expected it.
Who?
That's the thing, we don't...
Right, I suppose that is the... Alyseia had a very odd choice of words earlier.
Didn't she, though?
What do you mean?
When we were talking to her?
Minutes
At the fountain?
before... Yes, at the fountain, minutes before we came up here to rest and get
It
changed.
Do you think she is unintelligent?
No.
Why would she tip her hat like that if she were about to do something?
People don't always intend to tip their hats.
Maybe she thinks we're unintelligent.
I don't think she underestimates us like that, and
I don't want to distrust her, obviously, but...
Do you think she is arrogant enough to assume we would not understand?
I don't know.
No. I'm not sure. I'm just presenting things that we know.
If
I'm
she's
just thinking out loud.
if she's hiding aspects of her personality from us, she does it very well.
is there any
So
chance of a retroactive insight check?
Sure. Yeah, when you were
How
talking.
When I like got
Retroactive.
her hands.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Nice to meet you.
I'm surprised you didn't do it then, yeah.
I forget to sometimes do checks in the moment because I'm just talking.
You're too busy
Yeah,
role-playing.
I'm with you,
yeah.
yeah. No, yeah, absolutely.
I had to do that shit. 18?
Yo, those things were clammy.
And what exactly were you trying to deduce?
If her like shakenness was either an act, I am a performer, or genuine.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, you're an actor. You can kind of tell the signs when someone's playing at. Her shock was very genuine. So genuine that it blew past the facade she was trying to give you, which was that she was handling it.
Sure. I spoke to her for a little while and helped her deal with Angiers. I truly, and I am not a terribly trusting person, I truly do not think she knew what was about to happen, or had any designs on its occurrence.
How close was she to the explosion?
She was the same distance as you were. They were. So you were both sat at the head of the table. You on one side, the successors on the other.
So roughly in feet.
So I would guess like 40-ish feet away, maybe 50.
Not to peel the paint off the walls too much, but we didn't take damage from that.
Yep.
Is that by design or like can from that?
Mm-hmm.
And that is not meta because we literally were unhurt by it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little small, but like because of that, are we able to infer that the explosion was by design not meant to harm people? With the obvious exception of the few who were very, very close to it. It was not meant to be deadly to the large majority of people in there.
That's great. That's a great line of thinking. Is that Freddy or is that Kashek trying to ponder that out?
Both, because I think fairly all of that is information that Kashek is aware of. I do not have to use any game elements to figure that out.
Yep, no, that's great. That's great. You also heard what Bernard was describing about his investigation towards it. So yeah, I think that you could reasonably put together the intention was not to harm, but to deliver the message.
Yes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, unfortunately, that means I'll have to redact that line of thinking because if she is the one that set it up, she would know that it wasn't going to hurt her even if she was that close. So, Kashek ponders that silently.
Check, your eyes just dilated. Are you thinking?
His head does on like 30-degree angles back and forth when he's thinking.
Yeah.
But to your point, I don't know what she would gain from what these heralds said they want. So,
if anything, it'd be
to be spared.
Spared what? From them?
Yes. Perhaps she thinks that this is a play to the throne.
As I say, she had no idea what was about to happen. I could be wrong.
If I could hope that that was just a poor choice of words on her part, that was coincidental, then...
Why would she tip her hand to you like that? Not an hour beforehand.
I don't have explanations for everything.
Well, I'm afraid this is not a bedtime story where such a villain would do a thing like that. This is decidedly more complex.
In any case, I believe more investigation would be required at this point.
Distinctly.
Even if what you say is suspicious, it is not enough to convict a person.
No, of course not.
Hardly.
alright.
By the same token, the eagerness of Casca to lock down the place and put it under martial control, well, that feeds into her ambitions immediately.
You could also say that Bernard's immediate interest in the bomb itself and not the people around him could be something.
True. Though all of these things are indeed in line with their character.
This is true. I haven't any way of healing anyone.
Nor does he. But they have their priorities. I'm just saying, we shouldn't, I don't want us to linger needlessly on who necessarily is what right now.
Can you remind me of their message again really quick? What they actually
The
said?
heralds?
Yeah.
Basically, your time in the city and land is ended. Your existence here has filled the void while Lord Vonnekin has slept, but he wakes now. Don't try to resist. Your two options are become a slave or die.
Interesting that they didn't really provide an ultimatum or even make any like demands or directives. Like
Yes.
I get wanting to make an entrance, but honestly, why now? What?
Indeed.
Everyone was there.
Statement.
Right, but I suppose just to cause panic could be the end goal. But like,
Do you want us to discuss that? Or like...
yeah, this isn't necessarily Kashek, but just like there's nothing to act on. And I get it. It
No.
could just be pure, like, yeah, fuck you, panic, and that'll make it easier for whatever we're trying to do. But, like, even the leaders can't really, unless they're privy to information that they've not made us privy to yet, they can't really act upon this.
I don't think it's meant to be actable.
Maybe Casca?
Or if this is something that doesn't really play by the sort of rules of mortals and their idea of, like, here's your options and stuff. It's just sort of...
No, I'm not saying it's a possibility. I completely understand that it could very well just be we want to scare the little people. But it's interesting. Because we don't even have a lead. We don't really even, like, there's no, like...
Nope.
Yeah, okay.
I think it was just
Sure.
a bunch of important people all gathered together.
And on an important day.
Have any of you ever heard that name before?
No.
I have.
Well,
And
I know scarcely more than you do. But I've heard the name.
where?
I became privy to some information that I was not intended to, which is why I actually left my tenure with the Canny Shepherds, my performance, and, well, bardic group.
What was that information?
That we were not who we said we were. That our purposes were not what I anticipated and understood them to be. I do not know very much about this name, this being, and everything I've tried to track down in the years it's been since I left. It is a whisper told at most. I found a single line referencing it in one of the most esoteric books in, what's his name? Vasily's shop. And this is the hub of trade and commerce in the Republic.
What was their aim then, if not what you thought it was?
In service, I suppose, or in honor, or in furthering the aims of this being.
What are those aims?
Well, perhaps I'll just read the line for you from the book. Lest we not forget the place to which all secrets flow.
the place.
And they referenced it as if it were an entity.
Person, yes.
These things are not mutually exclusive, of course. You understand, we're performers, but we're also seekers of knowledge, lore, history, and keepers of it, chroniclers in a way. I thought we merely served the gods, as it were, as well, sort of, honored them, as it were. Evidently they had, or at least the leadership, certain among the shepherds, had a different agenda.
How do we find them?
The shepherds?
Mm-hmm.
Look for the circus, I suppose. They've changed their goals in the past couple of years, and I'm not so great a fool as to think that my departure and what I gleaned from them and this change in their attack is a coincidence. To what end? That I do not know so far.
Do you think your friend from earlier knows where they are?
I think it's less likely that he does. He left before even I did, but I do not think it's a coincidence that he looked in fear at me and that he left so abruptly. Might well be that he was privy to the same information.
And do they know that you overheard this? Or that he did, for that matter?
Whether they know he did or not, I couldn't say, but certain among them do know that I overheard.
You don't feel you're in any danger from them?
I've been running sort of, for the past 3 years. Avoiding where they are, and they don't tend to travel except as a group. So as long as I'm not where they are, I feel that I'm relatively safe.
You think they may be after you, though?
I don't fear them. There are accomplished individuals among the shepherds, but I pride myself on being rather skilled myself. What they serve is far more concerning, mostly being that there's such little record of it than they themselves, if that makes sense.
Yes.
I've been trying to unearth information, anything I can find, since escaping from them, and it has come to very little.
I don't mean to say that you are afraid of them, just if you believe they are actively looking for you.
It wouldn't surprise me, but, well, I haven't exactly attempted to remain anonymous in this time, and they have not.
Pardon me, but it's a bit difficult for the four of us to remain anonymous. Would you rather stick out?
Quite right, but
where's the little guy?
He's sat by you. What you said, you like put your back against the wall and kind of slid down. He's trying to mimic your posture, but he keeps falling over because he can't quite balance on his. He's top heavy. He can't quite balance on his back.
I'm gonna kind of nudge him onto my lap a little bit.
Yeah, he kind of paddles his way up.
And I'll hold him so that he can stay in that same position.
Yeah, he does so, and he sort of like turns his head back around up at you and looks rather pleased with himself.
Well, I kind of hold him. Worst comes to worst. We know some information about entities of this thing's ilk can be found.
it is far from difficult to find where they are these days. The shepherds, they maintain still a very public face to them, so...
Oh, no, I didn't mean that. I meant the source. Vonnegut.
Yes. How do you mean? You know where to find information.
I can't make any promises, but I'm not even sure if we could access it anymore. But should we need to, we once sought something fairly similar ourselves.
Oh.
Give the little guy a little beak.
Interesting.
If it was outside of the valley, I don't really know, but...
You talking about the Amber Temple?
Mm.
Yeah, okay.
Wasn't it also, like, destroyed after we left?
I thought he just avalanched.
He avalanched the mountainside.
Sure.
You're not sure what happened to that temple itself.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that could be an avenue to look into.
There may be ways to restore that thing we used to travel between it.
Sure.
You mean from your time in Barovia?
Yes.
I don't have anything quite strong enough to do it, but if we found perhaps a strong enough mage, I don't know.
Is that what... That's my next question then, I suppose. Is that what we're doing? Are we investigating this, or are we continuing on our little chores list?
Casca still seems to think it's important that hers be dealt with.
There's not much we'll be able to find out. Not that the three would not immediately relate to us.
Kashek is correct. I believe that the three tasks we were given are of a more material sort that we can actually act upon, whereas we'd be chasing threads, rumors, perhaps a less valuable use of our time at the moment, until something else... I don't like it, but until something else happens...
That's the thing, we don't know how long we have until people start dying.
We don't even know what that is going to look like, or what
Right.
shape that's going to take. No one appreciates more than I hounding information, but attempting to act on so little when there are tangibles feels a bit foolish. As important as it is.
Do we make a decision on which of the three we're going to pursue first, then?
There was a temple, the dwarven city beneath the ground, and
Plague.
and the plague spreading across the plains.
Blight, I think, was a
The
better
blight
word.
on the crops and such.
Does anyone have any designs?
Well, if I had to guess, I'd say the blight seems the most immediate in terms of harming the resources of the Republic and its people. But I'm also open to discuss whatever we all think we should do, of course.
And also, bear in mind, whichever one you do first is going to matter.
Yeah.
For that successor.
We certainly can do all three, but
You can do all three, but which one you do first and which one you do last is going to matter.
Same as Strahd.
well,
I know.
hopefully a little less than Strahd.
Well, I don't know.
Selfishly, of course, my inclination is the temple. Really, anything that Bernard would be interested in is likely to be something I also have a keenness towards, but
The blight was on the crop.
Yes.
So the blight is out west in the Gaur Plains. It seems to be what Alyseia said is it seems the sort of focal point of it, where it's spreading out from, seems to be a town called Treybin.
It's just a point of order because if it was people, Kishek would not do that first.
Yeah.
But if it's on the crop, then he's one. He's
also
At
livestock.
least for right now. Yeah.
Livestock too, yes?
Yes. Crops and livestock. Yep.
So,
If that's gone, people don't eat.
the breadbasket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If that.
And then
But it
the
isn't something that he can immediately.
Bernard wanted you to go investigate the Temple of Cairnanos, which is deep in the Wolf's Wood to the north. And then the Dwarven Mine is in Caradron, which is sort of northeast.
For what it's worth, the blight appears to be unnatural or arcane in.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
They had thoughts it came from the Gloomweld or something, right?
I don't write that down.
Well, Treybin is close to the Gloomweald.
Yeah, sure.
Whether or not that's where it's coming from is another matter.
right.
You know, for the first time, I think, selfishly, I would also like to investigate the temple first, but my chosen would, in terms of successors, would probably still be Alyseia's.
In terms of making the shortest trip for ourselves, completing the task at either Caradron or on the plains first would allow us to either arc around either direction and come back.
Is that how you'd like to choose the next successor?
Currently, time might be a bit more of a factor than it was 2 hours ago.
Then the plains would be my vote, but I hardly speak for everyone.
Between the two of them, they would be for me as well. But again, I'm no Samaritan, but it does seem like something that affects the entire Republic most immediately.
Yeah.
Now, that can be deceiving, of course. We may not have all the information, and things could be far worse beneath the Dwarven city, but we don't know.
Kind of sit up a little straighter against the door at that. Kishek, do you have any thoughts?
I will go where I am needed.
No one knows better the strength that the common people lend to a land than Seren and I do. So
That's fair. Then there's the question. Are we comfortable with showing the most favor to Alyseia first?
Before this evening, I would have said yes with much more immediacy. And if you seem to think that she's trustworthy,
All I can say with certainty is that she was unprepared for tonight's events, and she did not likely have a hand in them, therefore. Could be extrapolating.
if a choice between three we must make, then she would still be my first choice. Which is not to say there are not merit in the other two.
And I don't know. This may be overcomplicating a conversation, but I think it's actually kind of an important conversation to have, considering it will have an impact, the order in which we perform these tasks.
If time wasn't so much of an urgency, I might suggest we stay another day or so and observe how they react to this. See if that's illuminating.
I think we can afford a day. And in fact, I don't think that's actually unreasonable. There's always the angle to consider. Although Brenner did say that Casco would try and shut down the place soon, but she would likely allow passage for us. In any case,
She might allow passage for us if we were going to do her task first.
we can say anything.
They cannot hold us in the city.
They can't while you in the city.
No, they cannot hold us in the
They
city.
can't hold me in the city.
I'm a fairly strong swimmer. Perhaps we've not considered this yet until it just occurred to me. If we leave so immediately,
Oh, that does rather
make us look in a way.
convenient scapegoat.
Could we use that to our advantage?
Suppose.
You wish for us to be looked at as.
See who seizes upon that.
Fair.
We could just get the usual parties, though, seizing upon that. It's not nothing, though, to be sure. And even a day might still be plenty of time for them to think that we are ducking town early.
If they feel that way about us, then whose task we do first won't matter.
I can't believe I'm the one to suggest this, but would it behoove us to be seen publicly helping or something before we leave?
We were just probably
No, we're
helping.
not already.
More so?
How much of this do you think the people of Arcadia are going to care terribly much about? Or hear much about?
That's true.
Help with what, too?
I don't know.
We were seeing all about the festival today. I think we've made ourselves as public as we can. And I did not necessarily mean the successors when I said suspicion being cast upon us.
I know.
There's more than just them in play here to consider.
That's what I'm saying.
Sure.
Our decision is supposed to inform everyone else's decision.
Indeed.
We're not picking one of them and raising them to the dukedom. We are informing everyone else's decision.
Indeed.
So the plan going forward is take tomorrow, see how the three of them react.
See how everyone reacts.
See how everyone reacts.
If we can.
Do we need the whole day?
I certainly don't mind travelling at night.
We can leave whenever, as long as we ensure things are calm largely by the time morning passes. We can certainly leave midday. They certainly get started on their days quite early here.
I have a feeling that was only for a special occasion.
You're about to find out.
In any case, take tomorrow, see what we see, leave in the evening for the plains, or use whatever information we gather tomorrow to inform our decision.
You can do both. Maybe leaving at noon.
I certainly think, not much later than that would be.
We
good.
cannot simultaneously think that time is such a factor and also afford to waste an entire day.
True.
Well, that's, I suppose, the question is whether it's days as a factor or something else. But your point is taken.
Are we agreed then?
To go to sleep?
Well, tonight is actually still quite young, isn't it? It's only like
it's
8?
only like
Because it was a late dinner.
It's like it's dinner. Dinner was at 8.
Yeah.
So it's probably like
9.
8:45
Yeah.
now.
That's
9
sleepy
o'clock.
time. That'd be sleepy time.
We were up at 4:30 in the
I was
morning.
gonna say,
You
I was
were-
like,
I think you were up at like 3:45.
we should be tired.
The
Ah.
ball
Yeah.
sack of dawn.
Well, I'm not saying we have to go immediately to bed or anything, but
I certainly won't be.
you're welcome to do anything you'd like, but I won't be.
Well, means I think we've discussed what we need to. We're going to leave early afternoon tomorrow, ostensibly for the plains, unless something informs us otherwise. Yeah. Anyone have strong objections to that?
No.
I'm going to get something real quick. I'll be back if that's alright with you.
Be careful.
Just 2 doors down.
Well,
Your care is appreciated.
awkwardly scoot out of the way of the door.
He fell asleep. So as he's scooting,
Understandable.
he gets shaken away.
I need you to know that that's always me squealing like that. She's never made that noise.
Pleasant dreams to you, Kashak.
Are you knocking on the door?
Yes.
You can knock to go out if you like, but it's not required.
There's no one out there to let you out.
No, I just wanted to knock.
Let him do what he likes.
Good night, Kashak.
Good night, Kashak.
Pleasant evening. He's tired.
He's the
Sleepy
sleepy
boy.
boy.
That's fine.
Big day for him.
I mean,
Is
the
it-
healing that we've done probably took a little bit out of us too.
Yeah,
like,
probably.
Is it just me and Surrie in the room now?
Yes.
I was gonna come back, but yeah.
Why?
You
Shut up.
anyway.
Come for the baby.
Well, then turn him around.
You are, but yes, so as Alcyone will be back in a minute.
All I say to her is, I don't want to go back to the Amber Temple.
We don't have to.
Might have to.
What are you going to fetch, Alcyone?
I'm going to fetch the book that I bought from Vasily.
That you got from Vasily?
Yeah, Vasily. Yeah, so I'm just going to come back in the room and occupy the same couch. And if it's all the same to you, I prefer to do a bit of reading in here before I retire, if that's all right.
Sure, that's fine.
Great. Let's continue perusing that particular chapter that included this line.
Okay.
See if there's anything I can glean about anything even tangentially related or categorizations that might have anything to do with it, etc. And whether that's an immediate no, you've already gleaned all you can, that's fine too. That's what I'm doing.
I got you. Surrie, Seren, anything else for the evening?
I'm gonna go sit by the window and keep an eye on both the perimeter and the sky.
The perimeter, outside the courtyard in the palace?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. As you look down, the thing that jumps out to you most immediately is that there are just now guards everywhere. Mm-hmm. There's always a couple sort of on the periphery or making rounds, but now they're everywhere. And most of the lights are off throughout the place.
Fair.
Sorry, anything?
Yeah, but you go first.
Okay. So you spend how long?
I'll stay in the room for another hour before I feel like I'm imposing a bit. For your two benefit, you see Alcyone again in a slightly different mode than you've seen her before. She's cross-legged on the couch and just intently focused and occasionally muttering to herself and doing the same weird hand shit that I sometimes do, just as if doing weird stuff in the air. Just anyway.
So you read through the book, hawkishly searching for more mentions of the name, and it comes up sparingly, but it's frustrating because every time it refers to Vonnekin, it more refers to it as an idea or a thing instead of a individual as the heralds seem to refer to it as. Does that make sense?
It does.
Mm-hmm.
In that it doesn't. It does make sense.
Right, yeah. It's like scattered quips, a seeker and hoarder of knowledge. It refers to it as a place to be sought should one wish to find the mysteries of the wider world.
Sure.
It's all stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But never is it referenced as an individual.
Yeah, so as I'm getting a little bit more frustrated throughout the hour, just the same as I saw it. Not helpful. Helpful, but not helpful. Never referred to as an individual, as an entity. It's always a place and an idea, sort of something to be interacted with.
You're saying this out loud?
Yeah. Not necessarily to you all, but you to be heard.
Yeah. One can name themselves anything they like.
You're quite right.
In which way did your former colleagues refer to it?
You looking for a name?
Yes.
Okay.
If you have.
No, yeah. Okay. I want to be careful about this.
You can also text me if you like to.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Whispers.
Look, it's only episode 5. We got
Yeah, I just want to be careful about how I dole this stuff out.
For sure.
I can't believe you told us this much.
Me?
I saw you deliberate with it.
I mean, I've said this much.
Yeah.
Here would be a great time to talk about someone who's paying us money. No one is.
Got it?
What was your question?
In what way did your former colleagues refer to this when you heard it?
Likely as an entity, which is sort of...
Not in the same way these heralds did, then. In the same way as your book is saying.
Again, thinking back on it, not explicitly either way, to be honest with you. I'm the only one here who's going to care about semantics, but arguably it could have been in service to a being, but also arguably in service to a place. But again, it was ostensibly that the shepherds that we honored a being of knowledge, and if this Vonican was the actual revered, then I would assume that was being treated as a being as well. But again, these things are not exclusive to the universe. Is a strange place.
There are beings so powerful that they become the locales they inhabit.
Indeed, I believe, well, at least from what you and my father had talked about, that Barovia was not untethered from its ruler, and vice versa.
Right. These things can be extricated.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'll leave you to it, then, for tonight.
All right.
You do head to your chambers.
Good night, Alcyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Yeah, I'll head to my room. Stash the book very carefully where it belongs, underneath another pile of books, inside the bag, underneath the wardrobe.
You do so.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. So I'm just like sitting here thinking about all the shit we went through this morning, which feels like, I don't know, 2 weeks ago now, but it was this morning. And like, how my life would have been really fucking different if I was born as a human, and that would be my fucking life, and it would suck. And I'm thinking about that, and how weird it was that I haven't seen or heard any mention of my family at all either, because I would have been listening out for any 3 of their names.
Sure. Yeah, nothing.
And then, from where we are right now, do I know how long it would take to get to my childhood home?
Yeah, what you would. We decided it was in the Keeplands, right? Sort of on the main line.
Mm-hmm.
It would take if you by horse, a couple hours.
Shit, alright. Okay.
Though it is unlikely ferries are running right now to get over to the mainland.
Yeah. Okay, cool. That's it then.
Okay. Anything else for the night? Great. You spend the night in your chambers. Perhaps
Sleepy.
a little restlessly, just due to the events of the day. And you awake in the morn. What would you like to do?
What time of the morning? Are we allowed to sleep
That's up
in?
to you. Yeah, nobody comes knocking at your door
Okay,
at
that's
3:45 in the morning this time.
Yeah, I'll wake up roughly speaking with the sun, which I assume is like a 7-ish at this time.
Late summer? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Just sort of mourning about the room for a little bit.
I guess I come out of my trance pretty early as well. I might give myself like an extra 45 minutes since I got woken up so early yesterday.
Yesterday was a big day.
Are either little guy or Surrie awake yet?
Yeah, he wakes up when you do.
We'll give him some of my, like, if there's anything left over from yesterday or some of my rations, just like little shreds.
Yeah, he sort of like is like bringing his paws and sort of like smoothing out his face feathers. And in between just takes a little nibble of what you're giving him, and then it just kind of goes back to like...
Okay. Yeah, just try not to think about what we gotta go do there.
Yeah, I wake up not long after the sun comes up.
Morning.
Good morning.
Feels rude to go wake the other two, considering everything that happened yesterday.
Yeah. Where do you trance?
By the window.
So I have the bed to myself?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Starfish
Completely
baby.
spread out.
But one of the few things about having a wealthy childhood that, like, sticking with that.
At a certain point in the morning, Kirill comes round to each of your rooms and asks, anything for breakfast this morning?
Yeah, I think the usual. Yeah.
It's nice to see that you're well.
Yes, thanks to you as well. It was quite the event yesterday.
Yes, to be thankful you did not see it in person.
I am.
Now she feels bad. Thank you, Karen.
I'll bring you your usual then.
Shall we go check on others then, or?
Sure.
I've also requested the same, the usual stuff from the boy.
It feels sort of wrong to deny Kashek his chance to knock on the door, though.
We can wait. I've got no qualms either way.
I'm just
You could knock on Alcyone's door
I could.
and leave Kashek's.
And then I just sit under the window and start meditating until Carol comes back.
All right.
Yeah, after maybe 20-ish minutes or so, he comes back with a hot piping tray of food for each of you. All who requested it.
Great. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Are you gonna find whoever did this?
We're going to try to.
I hope you stop them. They attacked my home.
And no one should have to live in that kind of fear.
I don't think so.
I understand that.
I'm glad you're here.
I'm glad to be here, Kiro. And I'm glad that you are alright and unharmed.
He sort of like goes a little pink. Well, enjoy your breakfast.
You're a good lad.
Thank you.
How old is he?
He's young. He's like maybe 11 or 12.
Fair enough.
But I mean, he's a half elf, so you know, in the grand scheme. But
Sure.
mental age wise, yeah, he's a boy.
I'll just nod him off.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when you get a crush on a teacher. Or your babysitter.
Yeah, so y'all have your breakfasts.
When Carol comes back,
Mm-hmm.
do you wait on the successors at all?
Oh no. Now, me and Chancellor have been specifically assigned to you during your tenure here in the capital.
You might not know then, but did they retire to the chambers last night?
I couldn't say from personal like, but I would assume so.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Is there anything else I can be getting for you? Good day. He backs out of the room in his usual way.
After you use the food, I'll put on my usual clothing,
Mhm.
not the
Not the fancy
fancy
stuff.
duds from last
Sure.
night. With my little half cape draped around as well, hat on, and I'll stroll over to the other room and not knock on the door, but open up and enter in. Morning, gals.
Good morning.
Morning.
Sleep all right?
Sure.
In a manner of speaking.
In the way that you do.
Yeah, I'm back in my like big baggy pants and like collar shirt and cloak already kind of fastened up with my like mask is like kind of cowled around my neck.
So what? I know it was our intent to sort of still keeping an eye on things here. What explicitly do we intend, and where do we intend to look or be?
It might not be a bad idea to pay Hector a visit just to see what the guard is looking like in terms of mobilizing.
That seems wise. He is also our friend.
Yes. Do we want to check in with any or all of the triplets?
We might also visit Angiers, see if he's awake.
All three good ideas. Well, seems we do have a plan.
I'm a bit
The
hesitant.
stance of one.
I'm a bit hesitant to check in on the successors, but that's mostly just personal reasons.
No, they were certainly in heightened state yesterday, so if we wish for a more, a clearer sort of idea of where they are, might not be out of the question.
That's true. Right, how to pick what to do first.
We'll see if Kashek has any thoughts.
I'm in my room.
Alright.
That's why we'll see when it gets here.
Should we go fetch him, or
I assume since he enjoyed knocking on doors recently, that might be a sort of...
That was my thought. but
Alright, it's
Here's my
it's
thing.
been 20
He might
minutes, so-
enjoy also having his door knocked on, so I'm going to go and do that.
Enjoy.
You do so. You go out into the hall, and as you make your way to Chauncey's room, excuse me, I'm sorry, to Kashek's room, Chauncey is standing at the end of the hall.
Good morning, mistress. When you are all woken and ready, some things arrived for you this morning. They are at your discretion whenever you all feel ready.
Things?
Yes, some letters and a package.
Thank you.
You are most welcome.
Could you possibly bring them over to our room?
I would be most happy to. Which chamber shall I deliver them to?
Surrie's and I.
But of course, mistress.
Thank you.
He totters off.
Come in.
Kashek, we're all sort of meeting in Surrie and I's room if you'd like to come.
Are you the only one that came?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He puts his bead away, and he gets up and follows you.
Great. Head back. You're all in the velvet room.
Chauncey said some letters and a package arrived for us.
Oh, well, Egbert
Yes.
said to expect some sort of person. They may have sent a missive for us. It's possible that the payment we requested could be immediately procured.
True.
Oh.
And we did make friends with a mostly naked man who said he was going to pay the favor forward. That seems the least likely of them, but we do have reasons to be expecting things, is all I'm saying there.
Sure.
They could also be surprises. I could be very wrong.
Yeah, and in fact, in a few moments, you again hear a knock on the door.
Come in.
It's open and it's Chauncey, and he's got one of the characteristic serving trays, and on it looks to be a stack of 4 letters and a large sort of pouch.
I didn't want to overwhelm you in the morning, considering the events of last night, but here they are for you at your disposal.
Thank you, Chauncey.
But of course, anything else you'll be needing this morning?
I don't believe so.
Excellent. Just do keep me informed.
Of course.
Thank you very much for your service, Chelsea.
He bows and exits.
I go over to the letters.
Mm-hmm. 3 of them seem to be in this sort of same sort of plump, leathery manila envelope. And as you open them up, each are from the successors, asking for you to come see them at some point today.
We're a floor below you.
Now, you know.
It's a big palace.
The 4th is a tidy letter, and as you pull it out of the envelope, you unfold it several times. It's a pretty large, grand sheet of paper, though the actual text on it is quite limited and small. And it reads, "Dear new owners of Honor Guard, I have been dispatched by Egbert Galestrip and eagerly await a meeting with you. I shall be taking up residence at the Seven Cats Lounge. Please do come meet me at your earliest convenience. Signed, yours exclusively, Gina Serafina."
Perhaps we should make contact before we leave town today.
Yes.
I'll go and visit Hector and we can... Oh, well, I guess Do I pick up the pouch? I pick up the pouch?
It makes a pleasant jingling sound as you lift it up.
Perhaps we can make a down payment?
Let's have a look inside.
I look inside.
Inside are 4 smaller pouches, each containing
4 smaller pouches.
4 smaller pouches are contained inside the large one, each containing 2,500 gold pieces.
I parcel those out.
Thank you.
The question remains how much we want to put down today on the fortress or the castle, whatever it is.
I don't mind. It's not really like I've got much to do with this, so if we need a more sizable chunk,
I wonder if
weighs down your pocket.
if we just gave half of what we have here. If that's reasonable, still leaves us with 1,200 each.
Sure.
That would be 5,000. So we'd be what, 1/6 of the way there.
Sure.
That would also, I think, show them an amount large enough that they maintain confidence in us.
All right, what would you like to do?
Shall we go see the Lord and ladies first?
Doesn't seem wise to keep them waiting.
And so, the ever-present question, which one do we go see first?
Do the letters say anything different, or are they just like...
Yeah,
From
well,
meeting?
yeah, you mean kind of personalize them based on what you... Casca's is like a single sentence.
Right.
Please come see me today. Bernard is like, if it's not too much trouble, if you could stop by the chambers, I'd love to see you.
I love this boy!
Alasia's is the longest, full of a little bit of fluff,
Yeah.
less than you would usually expect, but it's like, my new dearest acquaintances, if it's not too much trouble, please stop by my chambers today. I'd love to host you for breakfast.
Our stationery is scented.
Yes, it is. Actually, it smells like rose petals.
Is she the only one who offered to host us for breakfast?
We'll say, I'd love to host you for a meal.
Okay. I mean, Casca just said come at once, so no food implied there.
Casca said, come see me today. Bernard said, if it's not too trouble, come drop by at any time. And yeah, Alyseia said, I'd love to host you for a meal.
I think perhaps we hit Alyseia last, seeing as that might take the longest.
Casca is known for her
Brevity.
brevity.
It's the soul of wit and also the soul of whatever she is.
She's fairly witty, I suppose. I wouldn't say she leads with that.
No, my point being. Well,
Casca first, then.
Sounds
Indeed.
like a plan.
You make your way up to the stairs to the successor chambers. Casca is being straightforward. You approach. You stand before the door.
Check.
if you're not too tired. Huh?
Yes.
You knock, and you hear her curt voice come from inside. Blaze, do come in.
Do so.
Yeah, as you enter in, you see her where she usually is, sitting over her desk, poring over a bunch of important-looking papers. And as you make your way in and approach the desk, I mean, it's clear as day. She hasn't slept all night.
Mm.
And she looks up at you with sort of deep circles under her eyes and says, you got my letter then?
Yes.
Thank you for coming. Seren, I wanted to apologize. I was rather short with you yesterday.
There's no apology necessary.
Good. Well, are you all right after yesterday?
Yes.
Yes, thank you for your concern.
That's good to hear. Please do excuse my behavior yesterday. I was in shock, and my anger got the best of me.
Of course.
More than accounted for, I think, with the events.
Have you been to see my siblings yet today?
Yes.
No.
Good. Well, I wanted to relay my apologies to you, Seren, and also to say that if I may risk a bit of prying, do you have any sort of intuition as to who you think you'll back? I'm trying to be upfront and outright with you, as there are many in this court who would dally around the subject. And especially now, I don't think any of us have the time for it. But surely after yesterday, you must understand that my hand is what's needed in this daring time.
With respect, I'm still wary of how the opinions of 4 strangers to this land can sway the people who know the 3 of you best.
Well, that's just the thing, isn't it? No one in this court really knows us, or is particularly interested in getting to know us. I don't count many friends among the courtiers here in the palace. That might not come as a shock to you, but as stated, Arcadia is a land of heroes, and a hero's decisions carry a great amount of weight here.
And so those decisions should not be hasty ones.
No, I think you're quite right. I think there is wisdom in that, of course.
I know that it may seem as if the hand of a singular voice may perhaps be most useful during this time, but I think, if anything, this is an opportunity for the 3 of you, if I may be so bold, as to see common cause.
I wish that were the case, but my siblings are... I don't wish to speak ill of them to all of you, but I don't know that they have, especially considering the events of yesterday, I'm unconvinced that they have the mettle to take command at such a dangerous time. Bernard is too invested in trying to unravel the mysteries of the universe, to look at the kingdom and nation and people who are counting on him before him. And Alyseia, bless her, her heart is in the right place, but she's naive.
If I may tip my proverbial hat. Show my hand. I'm still...
Either does work.
Oh, right. Well, when we first met, the thing that impressed me most about you was that you are not going to take anyone else's word to form your own opinion.
I pride myself on it.
When I can, I would like to follow good advice when I hear it. So you'll forgive me if I follow yours.
Acceptable.
It is not, I hope you understand, my lady, our intent to be obtuse. We just understand fully the gravity of, like it or not, of our opinion. And so we wish to make as informed and not take it lightly or hastily. As
Well,
my
we still have the time to do so.
Indeed.
There's wisdom in what you say. I don't mean to put you on the spot. It's just the events of yesterday, I believe, have raised the stakes on all of our situations.
Your concern and eagerness are more than vindicated, my lady. It is no surprise or disappointment to us to see them.
You are the heroes, after all. I will defer to your better judgment, and I will take up the matters of making sure my home is safe. Thank you for coming to see me.
Always a pleasure.
Well, I shall talk to you soon then, my friends.
Indeed. Thank you for your time.
As you will.
I'm gonna linger.
Mm-hmm. Is there something else I can do for you, Seren?
If I may, you may get some rest.
I shall get some rest when there's time for it, and not before.
I guess as I'm leaving then. You're less used to them if you're not useful to yourself.
You may be right.
I'm already on my way up.
All right, cool. Great. Back in the
Gonna
hallway.
Ghost a potential duchess? All right.
Yeah.
No, nice.
Bernard next.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so you knock, and in characteristic fashion, after a moment he opens the doors. This early in the morning, still dressed in his little nightie.
Yeah.
And as he opens the door, he's sort of like putting on and adjusting his glasses.
Is it broken?
No, minute
Yeah,
now.
okay, good.
Just takes a minute, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You got my letter.
Yes.
I was like, I'm terribly sorry for that. You know, formalities, there's a lot going on in the palace right now. I just thought that the most expedient way to get a message to you.
Sure.
Anyway, please do come in. And he sort of like shut the door open a little bit. But
No,
yes, please come in.
Thank you.
As you enter, you see Sindri sort of swinging one leg out of a little hammock, like way high up towards the ceiling of the.
He
of the
likes to be
place.
tall.
So yesterday was quite something, was it not?
A day full of events.
Undoubtedly. I don't mean to meddle in your business, but after yesterday's events, I just wanted to know what your plan of attack or series of events would be.
As of right now, we thought we might be best used. Despite yesterday's events, we thought we might get underway with the tasks set forth by you and your siblings out in the wider world, seeing as we have unfortunately precious little to go on with the events of yesterday. We find it best used elsewhere.
Terribly troubling. This Bonnekin, I searched all my shelves as I went through last night and could not find no mention of the name. I'm not used to not knowing things, I suppose. It's got me a little unsettled. I'm sure you can relate, Alcyone.
I certainly do understand.
Have any of you heard of this Bonnekin before?
I have not.
It seems esoteric at most, unfortunately, no.
Yes. Perhaps a mistranslation. I should search through some of my language books. If I do find anything out, I'll be sure to let you know.
Thank you.
Consider, I'm sure you already have, but beings as they were, they may be of an archaic nature, perhaps a dialect long since past.
A good thought. Yes. I shall look into it at once. Thank you for coming. I do appreciate it.
Thank you.
And if I may, just be careful. I fear that we've drawn you into something far more dangerous than you originally signed up for.
Par for the course.
We've seen our fair share, but thank you.
But of course. Well, I'll leave you to it then.
And us to you. Out we go.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, alright.
Do come in. You do so? Oh, my new friends. You got my letter then. Most excellent, and thank you so much for coming. Can I get you anything? And she sort of like, there's an entire like sort of gazebo built into this place with like breakfast foods and tea and coffee and anything that you could like already set up.
Does the room look bigger than it ought to be?
Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say no to some coffee if that's alright.
Oh, please do help yourself. Henri, would you be a dear?
What's he wearing?
Yes.
The same thing he's always wearing.
Yes. He like comes out in one of her t-shirts and is like, we Madame.
Oui. Nothing like a little shot in the arm in the morning, though. He starts pouring some cups, distributing to them, to all of you, even if you didn't ask. Are you all right after yesterday's events?
Rattled, I think, but none the worse for wear.
I'm glad to hear it. I admit to you all, I'm terribly nervous about where the events of yesterday will lead this country. Things like this tend to take on a life of themselves. And I think it is important that we all stay wary. You in particular. And I'm sorry to have entangled you in this, but you are a part of it now. I trust you understand.
I wish I could say that was not
first
seemingly the way of it, yes.
There is wisdom in what you say, my lady, but we came, the four of us. We accepted the invitation in the first place, and none of us are strangers to strange events.
I think the events of yesterday tightened the timeline quite a bit for all of us involved. I'm sure that you recognize that the need for central and strong leadership is greater now than ever. I don't mean to put you into the corner or put you on the spot. I do dearly treasure you all, but have you any idea who you may back?
It is our hope that we unfortunately have only been here for, at this point...
But of course, and I'm terribly sorry to do this to you all, but desperate times call for strong decisions.
And your concern is more than warranted, of course, my lady. We just do not take this responsibility that we have been given lightly.
Naturally.
And especially with yesterday's events, that may, more than anything else, give you and your siblings common cause.
If only that was so. If it was up to me, I would make a triple crown. Each of us would tend to the duties we are best suited for, but unfortunately that is not the way that this republic operates, and that is not a decision that the Senate will accept. Someone must be chosen, and I fear if it is not done soon, it will spell disaster.
It was our thought to depart from the tasks that you and your siblings have set before us.
Each of them important, I'm sure. Any notion of which you shall complete first.
It was our thinking to try for the plains first.
She straightens a little bit. Simply because it posed the most immediate threat to the safety of the Republic, I'm sure.
The breadbaskets of the Republic being under such a pall has wide ramifications if not handled swiftly.
And if the people are not properly cared for, then there will be no unifying them if a larger threat should rear its head.
I think this is remarkably wise. I shall take no more of your time then, and let you set about it at once.
Gracious as ever, my lady.
Indeed. Thank you all again for being here.
Thank you. Drain the rest of my coffee.
Yeah.
Out we go.
Great, yeah. Back on the landing. What would you all like to do?
Are there anybody up here?
Not at the moment, no.
Mm-hmm.
That was much faster than last time.
It's illuminating. Shall we try for Hector? Shall we go visit Angiers?
Hector first, I think.
Let him sleep.
Yes, if anything, Angiers should be our last point before moving on from the palace.
Alright.
To Hector!
You do. Yes, so you leave the Ducal Palace and head across to the Senate chambers where his offices are located. As you walk in, it's a hubbub of movement and action. Guards kind of frantically moving about. It's DEFCON 9 in here kind of right now. Everyone's a level of import and movement that no one seems quite used to. Hector is squatted over his desk, furiously scribbling, and as he sees you all come in, he sort of beckons you forward and says, I'm glad to see you all. It's been He also has sort of deep circles under his eyes. He probably hasn't had much sleep since last night either.
Really?
Deeply troubling the events of last night, and it's brought into light certain weaknesses in our security systems that, as captain, I am now responsible for filling. Can I do anything for you?
Answer some questions and then we can be out of your hair.
Yes, I'd be more than happy to. Well, what is it you'd like to know?
Where are most of the guards mobilizing?
Well, we locked down the palace and the central island last night, but alas, no sign of these heralds, as they're calling themselves, could be found, though I believe Bernard arrived at the conclusion they were illusory in nature. Still troubling. Well, we've put tight restrictions on ferries going in and out of the capital nonetheless, and guards are posted at every entrance, exit to the palace that we could possibly find.
Pardon me if this is not within your bounds, but what sort of magical defenses does the palace contain, or is that...
No, a pertinent question. We've actually called in a number of mages from the college to see to that.
Very wise.
They may have been a bit lacking in the past, admittedly, but now this place will be locked up tighter than an arcane vault.
That's good to hear. My concerns, of course, immediately trended that direction. I'm glad to hear that that's sought after.
Angers was unable to give us the names of the artisans who built the statue last night. Would you be of any help with that?
Well, as a matter of fact, I would. We dispatched a couple of men to dig a little deeper into that. On his desk, we found some missives from recommending the young candidate. Apparently, he won some sort of contest and was vouched for by an artisan within the city, a master Aravici. We're sending some men over to his place now to ask him a few questions.
Certainly prudent.
What are your intentions, if you don't mind my asking?
We intend to be traveling abroad at the whim of the successors for at least a couple weeks. It's likely to be. We understand it's not an ideal time with tensions being so high, particularly here in the capital, but it has been made clear to us that perhaps our best use right now is to solidify the needs of the Republic and the needs of its leaders and allow other things to coalesce in time.
You know your business best. I admit, I'll be sad to see you go for so long.
It's a shame we cannot bring you with us, but understandably you're quite needed here.
I wish I could, but duty calls and all that. I'm sure you'll be alright by yourselves, though. Bloody brilliant you are. Seen you in action, I have.
Kind of you to say. Thank you for ensuring the payment made its way to us as well.
You received it, good. I had worried that the events would have slowed the process, but I'm glad you've received it.
Surprisingly, no. Your postmaster general is quite competent.
Well, in rain or sleet or terrorist bombing.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I wish you all the best of luck on your journey. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Not for me.
Thank you, Captain. We'll leave you to it.
Luminary be with you.
Thank you.
And with you.
Don't say it then.
Out we go.
Let's go to the healing wing.
They have an infirmary around the joint?
We'll say you could have... Yeah, that's
I
something
just
you
realized that where we went was like the barracks infirmary before, and they probably wouldn't have taken Angiers there.
Yeah, no.
Oops.
If you're looking for Angiers, he's
Thank you,
actually been taken to St. Nina's to be looked after by the healers there.
And that is...
That's where...
We know where that is.
We do know where that is. I wrote something down about it, and so did Robin, but she's going to find it
Have
first.
you been there?
You haven't been there yet, no.
I don't think so.
But it's sort of like the central... It's like the Vatican inside of the city there.
The militant branch of the Church of the Luminary is based in San Nina's Cathedral.
Right, Order of the Flaming Rose.
The Order of the
right
Flaming
up
Rose.
that. Yeah. It's in the city, just off the sort of Grand Square. Making your way there.
Yes, we want to be very sure he's quite well.
Yeah, so you do so. Making your way to the church, probably if it's the first time you've been there, even in the hustle and bustle of the day, it's sort of arresting, the sight of this enormous building. almost as tall as the ducal palace and the Senate chambers itself, which dominate the landscape of the city. It is an immensely intricate building, and all along the sort of like front facade of it, in an arc moving over the main entrance, is sort of the sort of canon of heroes who you're becoming more and more familiar with the more time you spend here. Himbo the Mighty Lyle, the Sly, Miranda de Arcadia, Gollenswog, you're picking them up as you go along. And then at the top of all of them is sort of the symbol of the luminary. You make your way up. There's a couple of rather intimidating looking guards stood outside. They are in full plate armor, and emblazoned into the front of their chest is this symbol of a rose wreathed in flame. And as you make your way up the stairs, they sort of look stonily at you. State your business.
We merely wish to question Master Angiers.
Master Angiers has been placed in intensive care. Are you family?
We are friends, as it were.
Well, then you're not bloody getting in to see him then, are you?
Thought it might lift his spirits to see us, but if that is the way of it, unfortunately.
Well, I don't know if much is going to lift that man. I've seen dead men before.
I was one of the few who made sure he did not quite die yesterday.
Well, you should have done him a bit better then.
Perhaps I can.
And just exactly what is going on out here, says a voice floating from within the church.
We couldn't possibly be.
Mina herself.
A woman comes out in priestly vestments, flowing and sort of almost like radiating light off of her. And she has this enormous golden tiara inlaid with fine diamonds and other and precious metals. And as she steps out onto the landing, could this be the heroes of honor I've heard so much about?
Is that what they're calling it now?
I think that's not
I
really a
guess.
title, it's just more of a...
Possibly, lady.
Well, my name is Priestess Kanto. Thank you for visiting Samnina's Basilica. We're always humbled to have heroes visit here. It's Angiers you wanted to see, yes?
He has shown us great kindness in our time here, and we wish to check in on him, as it were.
How kind. Regrettably, due to the extreme stress, he is not awake at the moment. Is there a message I could leave for him from you?
If you would tell him that his traveling companions wish him well, and will see him upon our return.
I shall be sure to deliver it to him post-haste.
Thank you, Priestess. Very kind.
You're most welcome.
Well, that's our to-do list sorted.
We'll take our leave then.
Yeah, so you do.
That was mostly to her, but thank you. Or does she on here as well? I don't know, you said...
You said it to her, and he sort of, the guard just sort of mumbled under his breath.
Right. I'll just look at him. And just touch the brim of my hat a little bit.
Yeah, and you make your way up.
Well, we head to the Seven Cats?
Oh,
Yes, we seem to be
true.
doing rather our errands all at once, so that's good.
What's like
Oh.
the general vibe of the people that we see around?
A little less hustle and bustle than you're usually accustomed to. There's a bit of a pall has come across the city as word kind of radiates out from the central island across the city.
Mm-hmm.
To the cats. It's probably, what, 10?
Yeah, still pretty early in the morning.
Okay,
Huh?
alright.
We'll see.
We get all this handled, we make our last decisions, and we make underway, yes?
Yeah, you've got to pick up that weird horse.
I doubt I could lift it.
Maybe all four of us.
Yes, so you make your way to the grand square and to the Seven Cats Lounge. Entering inside, it's less busy than when you last left it in the evening hours. Still a couple of people dining on grapefruits and
Cocaine.
You put that egg in the little stand-up
Oh,
cup
it's like
thing.
a soft boiled.
Soft-boiled.
Yeah, right, a soft-boiled egg. Yeah. Yes, and you make your way inside. and a waitress again approaches you. Welcome to Seven Cats. What can I do for you?
We're in search of a Madame Serafina.
Oh, yeah. I was not to expect you. Please do follow me. And she leads you across the floor and up the staircase to that sort of second tier, and leads you to a table where a woman sits, eating a soft-boiled egg and sipping what seems to be a little sort of like espresso-sized cup of coffee. And as she sees you approach, she has sort of like very incredibly straight blonde hair, bangs right across her eyebrows, finely dressed. And she sort of sees you approach, setting down her teeny tiny espresso cups. She says, très bon, you got my letters then. Please, do have a seat.
I'll take a seat.
I am so glad that you saw fit to see me so soon. I didn't expect you for some time, being important heroes that you are.
Well, that's precisely why. We've got business, that's all.
But of course, I shall not keep you there. As you may already know, my name is Je m'appelle Gina Serafina. I am the associate, if you will, of Egbert Shestrop. And it is my understanding you have gotten into a business arrangement with Monsieur Gerstrop, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, and we were told to expect someone, of course, so assuming that you are that someone.
Naturally. Well, I would like to immediately propose a simple payment plan of 2,000 gold pieces per month, if this is acceptable to you, or if there is another arrangement you would be more comfortable with, then that is fine to negotiate.
Well,
Please forgive me, I would usually make a bit more of a, fanfare, but you seem to be in a rush.
We don't mean to be rude, but rather business does call today.
2,000 a month seems acceptable to me if you would allow a down payment this afternoon.
This is up to you.
Shall we go ahead with the original idea then?
If that works for everyone else.
Yeah.
I don't mean to declare to...
No, that's fine.
Treybin, what would you like to put down as a gate?
What was it? 1,200 for each of us?
5,000.
1,250 from each of us, so 5,000 to begin with. A
This-
gesture of good faith.
I'm sure Monsieur Gerstrop will be more than delighted.
Sorry, buddy.
The funds may be given to me, and I will see their safe return to our mutual friend.
Do I believe that she is exactly who she says she is in this context?
Inside check.
Alright.
What?
Just my...
He tries to sell this place to everybody who
Who
walks
are you,
by and is like,
Madison?
go.
no, not him. Just yeah, I don't know. I want to be 17.
You were told to expect someone. She has a lot of official-looking papers with his name on them.
Yeah.
So, best you can tell, sure.
Feel a little bit better. None of that reads. But yeah, so go ahead and give my portion.
I have the big pouch from that we took everything in. I'll just kind of open it up and
Oh, we'll say we divvied.
Yeah.
We could have divvied that much into it beforehand.
Yeah.
So, the pouch with 5,000.
C'est magnifique. Excellent. I have taken the courtesy to draw up a simple document outlining the parameters of our business arrangement, if you would not mind signing. And she sort of unfolds this scroll, which rolls across the table and off the side of it.
oh man.
Alcyone, how you say, boilerplate. A simple contract of entering into a business arrangement.
I would like to skim it.
Sure. Give me an
Oh boy.
investigation?
It's your call, buddy. Yeah, sure, I'll do that.
Yeah, do that.
I'm just the schlub who makes the biscuits. 10. Right? 10.
10. It's incomprehensible legalese to you. It's that sort of language that's like meant to very specifically complicate simple ideas.
Sure.
But as far as you can tell, they're not trying to pull anything on you.
All right. I will be the first to sign.
And you do so.
What happens to her signature?
glistens on the page.
Yeah, okay, I will also say.
You do so.
I will also say.
You do so. Monsieur, your handiwork?
Kishik.
Ah,
Oh.
it is a pleasure to meet you. I simply need it on the paper.
Do you write with this before?
What?
You make the mark of your letters of your name on the paper.
How can I put my name on the paper?
Would it be alright if one of us signed for him?
Matters not to me, as long as the payments get made.
Have a stab.
Yeah, I do my best to spell his name because I think to myself that perhaps asking how to spell would one be rude and two be futile.
Redundant.
Correct on both fronts.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will spell his name to the best of my ability.
You do so. And as soon as all of you are done signing, she sort of like gives it a whip, and it like comes back up like a tape
of course
measure.
it does.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it does. All that shit.
Treybin. Well, you are more than welcome to join me for breakfast, but if there is pressing matters you must attend to, our business is concluded. It is a pleasure to meet you all.
And you, should we expect to be in contact with you on a monthly basis?
I will be the contact point for you in this venture. We can continue to meet here if it is pleasurable to you all.
Unless situations change, I believe that is perfectly agreeable.
Très bon. We shall meet in the 7 cats at the end of each month to arrange payment, yes?
Wonderful.
Très bon.
Alright.
Well,
Then we shall be on our way. Madame Serafina, thank you so much for your time.
We might to stand in the way of true bona fide heroes. Do be safe.
Thank you, and have a pleasant month yourself. Bless you, I
bless
think.
you. Yeah,
Alright.
that was Seren.
Allergic to cats.
I don't know. Every time we're in this place, it makes me sneeze.
While you were sitting there, the same cat from last time, Surrie, Tinker, comes over and jumps up
His name
into
is
your
Tinker?
lap. Yeah. They all have names.
Oh my god, I want all the names.
the tabaxi lady said some of them.
Mm-hmm.
Because you were like, I found this one, and she was like, Dingo.
Tinker.
Speech.
All right. What would you like to do?
Let's go pick up your weird horse and get out of here.
I'm probably also going to want horses for the rest of you, yeah?
Yes.
So the royal stables back on the central island. You can take there's
No.
sort of these like standard riding horses that you're free to take. Hector also mentioned last time you were here that the option of buying a horse is also open to you. But whatever you like.
I've got this one. So.
I'm good with the standard
Pick out
horse.
weird horses.
Yeah, of course you do. Look at you, you weird horse.
He like blinks, but with one eye.
I thought so.
I take a regular horse.
Okay.
The
Just the
horse.
regular riding horses for you all.
Yeah.
Great.
If we're back in the vicinity of the palace, I will also scurry on up to our room and gather up the boy.
Is Kashek
Taking him with
riding
you?
horses?
Yeah.
Great. Okay, good. You
I'm
do
not
so.
gonna leave him in the room.
Hey, what?
I don't know.
He flies.
So he's not taking a horse?
Okay, great. So the 3 of you take horses. Kashek will be flying. And you make your way out of the city. Where are you going?
Yeah, I'm assuming we gathered all our things already.
Yeah.
I can have like
Got my
gathered
shit
up
on mine.
your shit if you want one. I would have thrown.
If we
would've
walk
put my
back into
armor and
the
shit.
palace, there's like a 50-50 chance we'll have to talk to all 3 of the siblings again.
Yeah. To the plains.
I think that's what we agreed on, unless there's strong opinions have developed otherwise.
Would it do to stock up on anything supply-wise before we travel for a long time?
Such as
Rations, food. I know you.
create food.
That answers that then.
Doesn't taste very good though, does it? Sorry.
If we not just spent a week in the finest capital in the world.
We spent a day and a half here.
Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been
less than
it's been
48
eventful.
hours.
A lot has
You
happened.
guys, I'm so sorry.
Or no, it has been just over 48 hours.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This is the third day. The second day we're waking up here.
Yeah.
I don't mostly care what things taste like, to be honest.
I as well.
But then I believe we're
Just
set
us then.
for traveling. And if needs be, there's still plenty of time to grab something on out in the Keeplands before we head out into the plains.
Setting out?
Westward ho, I believe.
Okay.
Alright, Weird Horse, do your thing.
Towards Treybin is the plan.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Assume we follow the river for quite some time.
No, actually.
Oh, okay.
Let's bring up the map, shall we? To Treybin. It's about a week's journey by horse.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
So like I said yesterday, I kind of want to treat it like it's downtime. You're traveling during the day, but you still have a little bit of flexibility while you're traveling, and then nights is up to you.
Mhm.
So is there anything in particular anyone is after in this week's journey?
I was thinking about this.
And if not, that's also fine.
No.
So only in that if we take breaks or if there are stretches where the horses are not going too fast.
That's actually a good question. How are you guys looking to travel? Are you stopping at inns every night? Are you camping? Are you, like, what's the modus operandi when y'all are traveling? Like, you certainly have coin in your pocket now, so if you want to spend every night in an inn, that's certainly viable. If you'd rather just rough it, that's also possible. It's what y'all are after.
I don't think we have to spend in every night.
Not every night.
I don't mind sleeping under the sky every once in a while.
So like a mix.
More sort of like if it lines up with our days of travel, kind of, I guess.
So if you come across one, you'll stay at an inn,
Yeah.
but you're not necessarily looking for one every day.
No. So probably like
Okay.
maybe half of the week, if that ends up being reasonable.
Mhm. So if there's nothing specific,
Not this time for me.
yeah, something to think on now.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Just because it's so soon after things.
Sure. In that case, yes.
Anytime that we are either traveling like more slowly than the horses being at like a canter, or if we take a break to let them like rest, or at night I'm just letting the little guy kind of scurry around wherever he wants.
Yeah, he delights being back in nature, and is always sort of on the lookout for anything that he can chase. If you stop by a riverbank one night and he spends almost the entirety of the evening ankle deep in water chasing tadpoles through the shallows. Yeah.
Okay.
The times that we do stay in an inn or such, I will firstly keep an ear or eye out for any mention of the shepherds.
Yeah, that is not hard to come by.
Sure.
Especially once you get deeper into the plains. That's like where their big circuits are.
Yeah. This is the territory of the business.
And as you listen out in the nights you're at an inn, you sort of almost get a sort of sense of their tour dates, as it were.
Okay, yeah.
And if you were to compare what you hear against a map, you can kind of see their path. You can kind of track their path through the plains. They just basically bounce around between small town to small town. Eventually straying elsewhere, but you get the sense that their bread and butter is the Gaur Plains.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting as you feel yourself leaving the capital as you travel farther west and leave, past the Keeplands, following the river. And essentially, once you get out here, the landscape becomes very different. It's just nothing but rolling fields full of crops. Wheat, corn, rices, squash, anything you can think of. Huge fields. If you've ever traveled through Nebraska, it feels a little bit like that. It's a little less flat, a little more rolling.
Yeah, okay.
But there are tributaries running all throughout because this is an enormous river system that runs along this valley.
Does everything look alright this far?
So far. We'll say like 4 days in, everything still seems fine. But you feel yourself getting more rural. The makeup of the people that you meet starts to change, whereas the capital is incredibly diverse. As you go farther and farther into the plains, you just start seeing more and more people and get more and more funny looks the farther you go.
Oh my god, we are in Nebraska.
Yeah. But yeah, and it's just like each little town you pass through, it seems like you see less and less people. On the, let's say, 5th day, you start to see funny things. people look a little nervous. Nothing seems affected yet, but you get this sense that people kind of see the storm coming. On the 6th day, you see a lot of abandoned settlements. So you're like pretty close to Treybin at this point. You see a lot of abandoned settlements. And by the end of the 6th day, you start to see very strange things. So you were told this was a blight. So I imagine you're all going into it with this idea of like withered crops, etc., etc. What you find is quite different. By the very end of the 6th day, as the sun begins to set, you come upon a field which it's sort of like a plague of life. All the crops are covered in thick layers of fungus, mushrooms, lichen, and the sort. The stalks of corn per se are all still standing, but they are blooming with like rainbow colors of mosses, lichen, and these sort of like fungal. It's all in the fungal family.
Yeah.
On the 7th day, you will probably reach Treybin by midday on the 7th. It only gets stranger and stranger as you peruse through the fields. They almost become forests of these like tall, towering fungal features. And you don't see anyone yet until around maybe 10 in the morning on the 7th day. You reach a farmstead, almost covered entirely in these like strange, unnatural growths. You just see these two, like a family sat out on their farmstead porch, looking sort of beleaguered and bewildered.
Do we approach them? Do we do anything?
Which one of us is safest to approach them, do you think? I have like my mask and hood combo all the way up, all you can really see is my eyes.
Yeah. We could wait till we get to the city, or the town.
Just continuing on.
I can disguise myself, but what do you want to say to them?
I don't think we would be unsafe. I'm just wondering if they would trust us with information that they might have.
Sure.
You're the best speaker.
I'm curious. If they try and run us off, I've got a weird horse I can ride.
Approaching them?
Yes, just sort of dismounting at a comfortable distance. I don't know if there's like a path leading to their stead or whatever, or if it's right off the road.
Yeah, it's sort of, it's kind of like, when you're driving through the country and you're like on the road and you see like maybe half a mile down like a very extended driveway, that kind of thing. So you veer off the main road and make your way up to this farmstead, on which these two humans are sitting on the sort of front porch, one in a rocking chair, one leaning, the man in a rocking chair, the woman sort of just leaning out over the railing of the front porch, looking, and both of them see you coming, but look too weary to do much about it, either to run or to welcome you or anything.
Yeah.
They just sort of look at you dead-eyed as you approach.
Just get close enough, just go, "Hail there, friends."
Don't get many travelers through here anymore. Fine morning.
Yes, I have seen that there's... You'll excuse me, I'm rather new to the area. How long has all of this been going on, my friend?
You mean all this? Well, maybe about a couple of weeks back, I came to old Eustace over here and said there was some funny little critters growing around about the bottom of our corn stalks. What'd you say, Eustace? I said, pay it no mind, and it'll pay you no mind.
Sound advice.
And, well, now here we are with the scourge of God coming down on us.
I'm sorry to see it, my friends. You wouldn't happen to know of, I don't know if there's any... how far it stretches, or if it originated someplace. Anyone's come by with rumors or such.
Can't much say. We don't get off the farm much no more. Even before all all this, usually we'd only go into town to sell our crops. But Father Cochrane and Treybin, he's seen to it. It'll all be sorted soon enough.
I look forward to seeing this Father Cochrane myself then. My friends and I shall be on our way. Thank you for your words.
Usually get your type around here. Is it heavy keeping them up all with your neck muscles?
Very strong of the neck, yes. They hold the hat on pretty well, though.
Blessed day to you.
And a blessed day to you, Luminary's light.
You're kind.
I'll get back on my weird horse and join up with everyone else.
You do so.
As we, I assume, kind of kick back off and, keep going. What is it?
Well, they said they've been experiencing worsening effects since probably about a couple of weeks, they said. Started off as small growths on a few stalks and then progressed worse. But they said there is a Father Cochrane in Treybin that is allegedly setting it right, helping. Doesn't seem to be having much of an effect, but...
As we've noticed that it's, getting more and more prevalent, I'm, less... I'm, letting the little guy out of my shirt less and less.
Uh-huh.
I'm just kind of, And then
Not so willing to let him run through the forest of mushrooms.
Yeah, and then I'm, kind of checking his fur and feathers and stuff before we do anything.
He seems okay so far.
Okay.
They seem exhausted. Now, admittedly, they're not the youngest folk, but... I wonder if this affects... Well, certainly it's affecting the ability to eat the things, but a thought to keep in the back of the mind.
These sorts of creatures grow more of themselves by... Have you ever stepped on a forest mushroom?
They have little puffs of seedlings, little tiny things and such.
If you breathe those in, it's not very good for you.
No, certainly not good for you. So, while it may... At least the word when we were at the capital was that it was affecting just... crops, that may not be the case forever. Or this may be simply a byproduct, just something to keep in mind. Onward then.
Carrying on. Yeah. All right, that's the end of the 6th day. On the 7th morning, you set out again. By all accounting, and by looking at the maps, you should arrive in Treybin this day. And you do so. And you begin to... Everything is pretty flat and level out here, and you can see probably the biggest city you've seen since you left the capital sort of loom off in the distance on the horizon. But as you approach... Everyone give me a perception check.
24?
13.
21.
25.
The three of you, you hear a strange sound. A low rumbling. And as you listen and try and place it for a moment, you begin to feel the ground underneath you shake a little bit. And as you look, Keshek, as you look with your owlish eyes off in the distance, you see this sort of cloud of dust being forced up into the air. And it's rapidly approaching you. What would you like to do?
A land.
What is that? Where is
Oh,
that?
and actually, that's a good point from your vantage.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, you see, it looks like a herd of animals, like you've seen time and time before in the desert, moving at great speeds across the landscape.
Where are they coming from, Keshek?
We'll say they're coming from the northwest.
So off the road, though.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If we hold here, will they miss us, I assume, perhaps?
You said they were headed for us.
In your direction, yeah.
A great stampede heads this way.
How many?
I do not know.
Is there any chance of avoiding them?
I think it's probably easier for us to backpedal slightly than try and outpace them going forward, if that's where the intersection is going to be.
The direction that they're kind of moving, it's kind of like gonna cut you off from Treybin. Like they're gonna be between you and Treybin.
So we make a mad dash for the town, or
wait.
Or we wait. If they're stampeding, I don't know why they would stop if they hit the road.
True.
I think waiting's the best.
Shall we
Course of
make
action.
ourselves scarce looking?
Yeah.
Is there like any cover around, or is it just like
It's
still...
wide open, man. Yeah.
No, it's
I
not.
mean, we can get out of the way.
Yeah, we can back up a little bit at the very least.
Just like
Yeah.
can move and
So just kind of
Anywhere.
waiting for whatever it is to pass.
Yeah.
Okay.
With Kashek guiding us, sort of moving back where it shouldn't.
Mhm. Yeah, you're.
Wait, hold
So
on. You got druidly actions.
Can I ready a spell?
sure.
That's all I'll say.
What is the?
We'll see if
Event.
it matters. If they look like they're going to trample us.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So you up in the sky, you're able to sort of like direct your compatriots back so that you're not in the immediate path of whatever is stampeding across this landscape. However, as it draws closer and off in the distance, by now you all see this enormous cloud of dust being shot up into the sky as the massive number of hooves or whatever else is raking apart the landscape, jettisons it up into the sky. From down the road, you hear some panicked cries
Ahead or behind us?
ahead of you on the road, like towards Treybin.
I will fly towards it.
You fly towards it. Great. From your vantage, Kashek, you see the bulk of the herd continuing along its present course, but you see perhaps maybe like a sort of just a section or a branch of it breaking off from the main body and chasing what seems to be a pair of young humans frantically running along the road.
What are the animals?
Give me a perception check. To see through the mist of dust and haze.
23.
They look bovine in nature, except something is off about them, but from this distance you can't quite exactly make out what it is.
How far away from my group am I now?
In the air above them,
No, forward.
towards them, down the road, maybe a quarter of a mile.
Did we hear any of the...
You all heard the panic cries, yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna fly
well,
down.
that was Robin's side.
I'm gonna fly down towards the children and people, whatever.
Okay, yeah, you do so. So you sort of dive bomb out of the sky to find these two young human children screaming and crying, tearing down the road, beating their feet against the road for their very lives. And you just sort of like drop down right in front of them and both like come to a complete stop and look up at you, surprised by your appearance, but desperately looking for anything at this moment. And so both just run up and sort of cling to you.
They can.
Yeah, so they run up and sort of immediately cling to you. One looks, I don't know, he can't be more than 10, just a young boy, saying, "Are you our guardian angel come to save us?"
Oh, be still.
And the young girl,
Yeah.
maybe a little older than her younger brother, "Please, them monsters are out to get us, you gotta help us!"
Be silent.
They both immediately are.
I cast Wall of Stone, and I encircle us.
Great. Yeah, okay. You do so. So is that just like earth moving up out of the earth around you?
Basically,
Mm-hmm.
they're technically 10-foot by 10-foot panels, but it has to be contiguous.
Okay, great.
So,
you're making like a circle around you and the kids,
or
or just a wall in
a
front of
circle that is angled conically.
you. So like a sort of
An arc.
triangular.
It's an arc. It's going to make a dome.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm going to close off the top.
Oh, so you're covering yourself
Yes.
entirely. Okay, great.
And just because I have enough to do this, I'm going to do it twice.
So you throw up this rampart about yourself. But as the earth sort of molds itself to your will around you, you look down the road and you see these creatures coming towards you. They're bovine in nature. You know, some with large horns, some without. Very, very bulky in stature. But as they draw closer and closer to you, you see their entire bodies covered in these pustule-like bags of fungal flesh with the sort of like black dot right at the center. Their faces and eyes almost like bursting out with these, you know, sort of mushroom bells, and all of them just covered in this fungal growth as they charge towards you.
Did we see, like, any of that from where we were?
You can see at a distance Kashek swooping down, and then you see his sort of earthen ramparts springing up around him. And as you do, Kashek, as your magic makes its will and they sort of encloses around you, you hear this sickening, like, sound as the bodies meet your earthen ramparts, and you hear the thunderous sound of the hooves towards the middle and back of the swarm coming towards you, sort of part around your creation and continue on down the road towards the
This is
three
only
of
one
you.
branch of the whole stampede, correct?
Yeah, sort of like one section sort of like broke itself off and is charging down the road, presumably chasing the kids.
All right, I'm going to ride to meet them.
Yeah, so you like, yeah, weird horse, and he goes, "Skenews," and sort of takes off down the road.
Roughly how wide is the road?
20 feet?
Okay, and can I get a rough estimate of how many are coming down towards us still?
Yeah,
Apart from the ones that splattered?
it's not less than, it looks like maybe 20, maybe like 2 dozen roughly.
All right.
You charge, what do you guys do?
Is that what we're doing now?
No! I go fucking perpendicular to it!
Yeah, I veer off with Surrie.
Okay,
I'm
you
keeping my
do
eyes
so.
on what's happening, but I'm getting my
Alcyone,
horse out of there.
charging towards them. They seem in sort of like a mad sort of rage, and they hone in on you,
Great.
coming down the road, and continue to charge towards you.
All right.
Initiatives, please.
Great.
Oh.
Some of them are continuing down the road. Some of them have stopped and are sort of inspecting this makeshift cone that Kashek has created around themselves.
Mm.
Some of them are carrying on down the road.
Okay. So, whenever the bulk of them are within 120 feet of me,
Mm-hmm.
I will do a thing. Would you like me to wait till initiative for that?
No, that's fine. Yeah, if you're charging towards them, what's your plan?
I'm going to get as many of them I can in a 40-foot cube
Mm-hmm.
and cast slow.
Terrific.
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm.
So I will need 6 of them at most, if I can get up to 6.
You can, yes.
To make wisdom saving throws. Preferably the front 6.
Yes, we'll say the group carrying on towards you.
If you catch my meaning.
Wisdom saving throws?
Yes, please. Look, man, if they're gonna be squishy,
Yeah.
I'll let them squish.
6.
Great. If that was all for all 6 of them.
Yeah.
Then all 6 of them have their speed halved,
Okay.
have a -2 penalty to AC and dex saves, and they cannot use reactions on their turn, either an action or bonus action, and only 1 attack.
Yes, you
Nice.
see your magics weave, and they sort of like begin to like kick up their hind legs as they feel the magic take place in them, though they know not exactly what is happening.
And the other ones behind them
Mm-hmm.
are probably still going at full speed, aren't they?
They sure are.
Oh,
Yeah.
babe. Girl.
No, yeah, they are.
And
yeah.
one is directly in front of them, but some very slow.
You're right. You are absolutely right. Yeah. So as you focus your magics and slow the beasts leading the charge, they sort of begin to almost stop in place and buck and rear as the magic sets in. The ones behind them, however, completely barrel in to those that were leading the charge, and it just looks like a fucking pile up on a highway as cow pieces just ass over elbow
Oh, no.
begin piling up in this mound of fungus and cow
No.
on the roadside.
This is what I wanted. I asked for this.
That was such a smart and disgusting idea.
That
Thank
was
you.
a great idea. That was a fantastic idea.
Have any of them made it out whole?
It's just this massive
all right.
fucking tangle of cow right now.
All right.
Okay, let's all roll initiative.
Great.
Okay.
Here we go.
Thank you for indulging me.
No, that was a great idea. You know what? You guys are great. Okay, so yeah, as this massive pileup of cow begins to happen, if it wasn't horrifying enough that all these like pustulely, fungusy cows are slamming into each other with these horrifying, nauseating, squelching sounds, you then begin to hear these popping sounds as some of them begin to explode. And from the pile of cow, all these spores fly into the air.
Ooh.
Sir.
Yep. Okay, here we go!
Break a damage.
Oh, I'm scared.
Camel, can you come pick him up, please?
Come get your mans.
It's a lot of things.
I'm just,
Mom,
I
the
only
cows
threw
are
20
exploding.
imps at you.
I'm just kidding. I'm having so much fun.
Okay, initiatives,
Did you say
please.
this?
Alcyone.
7.
Oh god.
Kashek.
6.
6. Seren.
11.
And
Oh,
Surrie.
Somebody has
7.
double
Yikes.
this.
She goes before Alcyone.
Yes, I do.
Okay, I'm going to just give her an 8 then. I know we were getting weird with distances, but we're just going to make it work because
Yeah.
we're...
Yeah, I'm sure it's tighter now because of all of that.
Because of a huge pile of cow. We're spitballing here,
What
so
is
work
it?
with me. How big is your cone?
Call it 15 by 15.
Okay, so we'll say Kashek is in there, and this is the outer ring. Kashek and the 2 children are in there. We're gonna say there's this big pile of cow right here, and there's like a haze of spores
Oh.
around it.
Fuck, I forgot about that part.
Please place yourself
Where are we?
Yeah, where are we?
Roughly.
wherever you like. There's the road.
Yeah, I guess I'll be here.
Bring out a bunch of cows.
Ow. Well, I said that I like skirted off.
Yeah, you want to be out
Yeah,
here?
I'll be over here.
Yeah, just, I mean, not super far. I don't know how far I would have gotten.
Look at our little minis standing next to each other.
We're so cute.
That's so cute.
Alright, so some are still checking out Kashek over here.
They're probably too stupid for me to kill them that way.
I don't think you're investigating things. Like,
3. Oops.
and actively chasing.
Yeah.
3.
Just
Well, then if I
thought.
If I can't
Which
explode
is
their brains, I will.
horrible.
But if I can't explode their brains, I can't.
What if they don't even have brains left anymore?
That's what I mean.
And then some cows are managed to extricate themselves from the cow pile.
Too many cows.
12. That's where we are.
Are any of these still affected by slow? Or are they all vaporized?
I think the slow ones were vaporized.
Great, then I can concentrate on something else. Cool.
Were the slowed ones the ones that were popping, or was that just randomly
Yeah, as
happening?
the ones behind slammed
Okay.
into them, those are the ones that were popping.
Okay. I don't know if that was just like randomly happening to cows now.
But hey, there would have been more of them.
There would have been
Thank you.
more. No, that was a great move. Okay,
You should
here
go
we
for a
go.
living.
Are we all ready?
I guess so.
We're fighting
Arms.
some mushroom cows.
Icky.
Okay, number 4 is first. Freddy, does your
Yes.
Earthen Ramparts, do they have like hit points or what's the deal?
So the wall panels have an AC of 15, and let me make sure I do this right. 180 hit points apiece.
Wow.
It is 30 hit points per inch of thickness, and it is 6 inches by default.
Wow.
So
That's
every
amazing.
single
Yeah.
one of those panels is 180 hit points.
Giddy up. Okay then.
Yeah, they have 360 hit points to get through, and that's only one panel. They do not share them.
All right, well,
So
you're pretty
have
safe
fun
then
with
in there,
that.
buddy boy. Well, number 4 is going to bash his head into, and he will connect.
Okay, how much damage?
7.
Okay.
You're pretty safe in there, boyo. Okay, moving on. Number 7. Perfect. He's going to move up here. And who's this?
Me!
He's going to attack you, Alcyone.
Whoa.
That is a 18.
Does hit.
A great 4, 5 bludgeoning damage.
You don't care for that.
And please give me a strength saving throw.
Okay. Real good at those.
Oh my god. Come on.
Wow, 14.
Wow.
So close.
Ah, not good.
The cow charges towards you.
Yeah, that's fair.
Its horns leveled, and as it slams into your midriff, it pushes you to the very ground. You lay flat and prone upon the roadside, and as you fall, it continues its charge, its hooves slamming down onto you.
How's Weird Horse?
For an
I'm
God, you're on the horse.
No, I'm
you-
not. I would have gotten a
Oh,
horse.
okay.
by now.
Okay. For an additional 9 damage.
That was 5 for the first one?
Yep,
and then
5
great.
for the first and 9 for the second, as it tramples
Gotcha.
over you.
Oh, we don't like this. Don't like this at all.
Okay, number 3 is going to slam into the wall, but will bounce harmlessly off of it.
Skirt.
Number 11 is going to charge at you, Seren.
Mm-hmm.
And a 17.
Does not hit.
Great.
Nice.
You are able to dodge out of the way of its charge. Number 5 is going to try to slam its
Dodge.
head into the wall. 17. It will connect for 6 points of bludgeoning damage on the wall. Number 10 is going to come up and try to slam you. That's you, Surrie, yes?
Yep, I'm still on my horse, if that makes any difference at all.
It does make a difference, yep. It will attack the horse then.
I was gonna say makes
great.
you harder to hit.
The horse is gonna die.
Riding horse, I think, has a low AC.
Yeah, sorry, buddy.
Horse is a horse. Horse of course.
course. Damn, that
Actually,
sucks.
as it begins to charge, your horse fucking freaks out.
Yeah, sure.
So please give me a athletics check to try and stay on the horse, or acrobatics.
Can I actually jump off?
Yeah, acrobatics check. Yeah,
Great.
yeah, because these are not war horses; they do not respond well to combat.
So that would be 21.
Yeah, as it begins to charge, your horse freaks the fuck out, but you manage to like sort of somersault off of it and land on the ground in front of you, and the horse immediately begins like fucking tearing away.
Oh, don't go too far. Okay, bye.
So it is going to attack you then. So that's a
Yeah.
17.
Yeah.
Ew, okay. As you land on the ground, you barely have a moment to look up before the horse, the cow, slams into you for 6 bludgeoning damage. Please give
Okay.
me a strength saving throw.
Okay. Ooh. With that, 11, 10.
Man,
No.
it just blasts into your chest and throws you through the air. You will slam down on your back, and it continues to trample for another 10 bludgeoning damage as the hooves slam into your body lying prone on the ground.
Ow.
And that does bring us to you, Surrie.
Wait.
Seren should go first, right? 11?
Oh, yep, I did it wrong. Yeah, you go.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I put you in as 1.
Having shoved little guy into a saddlebag as forcefully as I can before I dismounted my horse,
Ooh, okay.
and left it wherever you left yours.
That's fair.
As I see my dear friend Surrie getting trampled, I'm gonna concentrate for a moment, and some like incorporeal-looking little tendrils are gonna wind up around its hooves,
Okay.
as I think, and I'm gonna cast Hunter's Mark on that one,
On number 10.
on number 10.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna punch.
Yes, you will.
So the first one's going to be a, oh my god, 27?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yup.
That was me not being able to do math. And the second one is going to be a, not as good, 13.
Yep.
Both of it?
It's a big old cow.
Okay. Well, the first one
Broadside of a cow.
does 14 damage.
This is to number 10.
This is to number 10.
Hmm?
And the second one does 15 damage.
How's it happen?
Nice.
Yeah, I guess I'm not really going for anything too fancy. Like right between the eyes with both of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you throw your punches in, and as you drive your knuckles into its face, this sickening sensation overwhelms you as the spores begin to pop, and the mushrooms squelch under the force of your blows. The cow falls, but waves begin to ripple over its body.
No.
And
they
there, right before the both of you, it explodes into a mass of spores. I need both of you to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, Trevor, I'm so sorry to do this to you. I'll make the save.
It's not poison, my babe.
Yes! Okay, good. Good!
Well, it might be. Anyway. 8.
13.
13.
Mhm.
Okay. Both of you are going to fail. Surrie,
Ooh.
you are going to take, as the you try to cover your mouth, but you just can't get it up in time to cover your nostrils and mouth before the noxious spores swell into your mouth and lungs. You are going to take 14 poison damage, and you are poisoned. Seren, you also got the poison damage, but you are immune, so
Yeah,
you're fine. The same spores waft over you, but with your monthly training allows you to focus your cheese and block out the noxious effects.
And go.
So that, anything else, Seren?
Nope, that's my whole turn.
Sir.
Oh, there's still a cow there?
Yes,
is.
number 11.
Seren.
And so actually, poison is the beginning of your turn.
Oh.
Well, poison condition doesn't do damage to you. It just you have it should be on here.
These are fun.
Oh yes, you're right.
Your ability-
Disadvantage on attack rolls
Cool.
and ability checks.
Cool.
These are fun, Trevor. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna try to stab at it anyway.
Number 11.
Yeah. I'm not gonna Booming Blade just because I don't want to, like,
Sure.
spread this
Oh,
shit
that might be-
anymore.
yeah.
And, yeah, just gonna stab at it regular style.
Number 11.
Yes, I can't.
That's the one
Yes.
in front of.
I'm not even gonna roll with disadvantage because that was a natural one, so...
There you go.
So you sort of choking on the mass of spores clouding your eyes, and you've breathed into your lungs. You stab forward with your dagger, but hack and cough, and the cough and the convulsion of your body causes you to miss your attack.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah, with that, I'm gonna take a cunning action and disengage, and...
You can go back here, which just that's
Yeah.
the edge of the map. But we can futz it
Yeah, just throw me 30 feet back.
like this direction.
Yeah. Just
You're
30
way up
feet.
here now.
Cool.
What
Thanks. That's it.
Okay,
Shit.
that's number 8.
Sorry, man.
Oh no.
Is also going to charge at you, Alcyone.
No, it was almost my turn.
That is a 16.
That just hits.
Yeah. Okay. So it is going to connect with you for 5 bludgeoning damage.
And I'm already on the ground.
You are, so it just gets to trample you for another 15 bludgeoning damage
It's not ideal.
as it tramples on top of you.
All right, okay.
That brings us to you, Alcyone.
All right.
You are prone, and 2 of these monstrous fungal cows stand over you.
I sure am. They sure are. Trying my best to do this. All right. Okay. All right. So, I'm just gonna go ahead and vanish in a swirl of mist
Whoa!
over here. 25, 30 over here.
Nice.
I can still see them, right? It's like flat and
Yep.
open. Touch. Great. That's my bonus reaction. And here's my action there. I can just do a cantrip. So I'll launch a ray of frost. A chilly beam.
At number 7.
Yeah, number 7. Why not?
Alrighty.
Hutcha! 17 to
Yep.
hit. Great.
For sure.
That'll be another one. Good, great. 8 points of cold damage.
Yeah, right
And
you
he's
are.
slowed by 10 feet, for what it's worth.
Oh, great. That is important for them, actually.
Great. Also, I've stood up if that wasn't obvious, too.
Yep. Yeah, I
For-
would have
for
been
being
so.
thrown.
Yeah. Okay, great. Anything else?
No, but I did teleport prone, though, for flavor's sake.
Okay, we come to Kashek. The children both clamp hands around your owlish legs. Now, it's incredibly dark in there, I would imagine. It's sealed off, right?
I would have left a little bit of light at the
Like
top.
a cone at the top.
Yeah, just like
okay.
I wanted to make it like it's not just like an open wall. Like
Sure. Okay, yeah. But they're both like screaming and crying, pushing their little faces into your robes. Stay here. They, they sort of take in the things you say, but are just real shell shocked. So you see sort of just a blank of acceptance on their faces.
Fair enough. I fly directly through the hole I left.
Great. Okay. Cool.
So I'm 20, 30 feet in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Your discretion.
Yeah. However, how you raised this thing,
Yeah,
you're just above it.
I am right above it, and I will take out my quarterstaff with my rabbit skull focus on the end of it, and point it right at number 4 and cast Produce Motherfucking Flame, baby. And
Ayo!
fireball's gonna shoot out of the rabbit skull.
Okay. Great.
Very nice.
Produce flame. Is that a save on their part?
Nope, it is a ranged attack for me.
Okay. Great.
Thunk.
27.
Yep.
He said,
You look
Alright.
different.
And then
Let's move this.
he's gonna take. Okay, 8 points of damage. Fire damage.
That's the way. I just did 8 points of cold damage.
Yeah.
Okay, fire damage, you say?
Yep.
Yes, okay. So you direct your beam towards number 4, and its flesh immediately sort of starts to emolliate and is cast aflame, and pustules all across its body begin to explode, though no one is close enough to feel its effects.
Yeah, so that is my turn.
Terrific, yes. Great. That brings us to number 1. So it's sort of like it's like a cone, right? Like a teepee of earth.
A teepee is a better example because it's not perfectly conical and also it's got the hole at the top.
So number 1 raises its heavy bovine head up to the sky at you and is drawn to you with a sort of bloodlust. It's going to try to like clamber up to the side of your earthen ramparts here. But it begins to try to claw its way up the side. But about halfway up, its hooves slip on the smooth surface and it slides back down. Number 6 is going to attempt to do the same thing, but will also slide back down to the bottom.
Today we learned Trevor
That
can
is-
make scarily accurate count noises.
Brings us to number 12, who is again going to charge. Okay, he's going to charge you. Seren.
Sorry.
Are those ones just for effect?
That's for
Yeah, that's the
Pile
cow.
up.
dead cow corpses.
The cow pie.
Yes, Alcyone saved you from way more cows.
Thanks, Alcyone.
It's 18.
Range spells.
That just hits.
Yeah, are you prone already?
No.
No. Great.
So no.
Great. So it is going to ram its horns into you for 4 bludgeoning damage, and please give me a strength saving throw.
16?
Yes, you manage to sort of like maybe
Nice.
like as it comes towards you, you absorb the blow, but grab hold of its horns and sort of
Hell
like
yeah.
launch yourself and pinwheel in the air over it, landing safely on your feet.
Thank you, God.
Then, okay, where are we? That brings us to number 2, who's going to again try to scramble up the side to get a kashek, and will make it with a fervor. It claws its way up the side of your ramparts and leaps into the sky. What?
These cows got the juice.
How big is the opening you left?
5 feet by 5 feet.
It scrambles up the side of it and tips over the sort of conical opening, almost like the mouth of a volcano. It tips over, but gets stuck in the center of it. Its hind legs sort of kicking up in the air.
Uh-oh.
Oh, shit.
You hear the screams of the children inside.
Don't we always?
Number 9 is going to charge you, Seren.
God damn it. I'm so
You are
sorry.
now.
Guys.
No, you made it. A 14.
That does not hit.
It misses. That brings us back to top of the order for number 4, who's just going to try to slam into the wall again.
Are we?
But a 14 will miss. Number 7 is going to charge 5, 10, 15, 20. That's enough. Will charge towards you, Alcyone.
Ah, fuck.
Ooh, not nat 20.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Makes. Wow, these cows are rolling real good.
They really are. They really are.
Will slam against you again for 7 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Another strength saving throw, please.
Yes, please. Yes, sir. May I have another? 14 again.
Oh, so close!
Exactly what I got last time.
You are again knocked to the ground as the cow charges forward and take an additional 17 bludgeoning damage as it tramples all over you.
I don't like these cows.
I think they might be mad that you piled up a bunch of their friends.
I don't like these cows. And there were gonna be more.
There were going to be more. No, that was a really, really, really good move. Okay, number 3 is going to try and bash its head into the earthen rampart, but will
I hope 8 likes you.
glance harmlessly off the side. Number 11 is going to attack you, Seren, with a 22
Yeah, that hit.
for 7 bludgeoning damage. But it cannot knock you over because it didn't move.
Yeah, so I hope 8 does that too, because you can't be knocked over apparently.
Number 5 is
Just
going
wiggly.
to attack the rampart.
I'm the opposite of a
But
wiggle.
will, again, just crash his head into the side. Number 10. Where's number 10? Where did he go?
You drawing Crazy
Is he
Horse?
dead?
Weird Horse,
I'm
sorry.
drawing
He
Weird
is dead.
Horse.
Crazy Horse is actually a thing.
Seren,
Okay. I'm flanked by cows.
you are.
Which one tried to knock me over?
Most recently?
Yes.
11.
Well then, to 11, I'm gonna move the hunter's mark from the one that I just poofed,
Mm-hmm.
and it's gonna enwrap around his little hoof. On the
Okay.
bottom there. And then I will punch him, thusly. 19 and 23.
Both hit.
Mm-hmm. So he takes 14 points from
Okay.
the first blow
Great.
and 14 from the second.
How's it happen?
This time, as just for flavor's sake, as I'm like got his horns,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna twist him.
Yeah, his neck snaps easily as if you were sort of opening a doorknob. But again, the rippling waves move across his body and it erupts into a cloud of spores. Please give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, that's not good. 6.
Nope. You try to choke back the spores, but they overwhelm you. Okay. You try to block out your eyes, nose, and mouth from the spores, but they find their way into your lungs. And as you breathe in and look around, suddenly, standing before you, at first, the small, bat-like appearance of Vampire. But then he shapes and moves and grows into the being that killed both Dimitri and Hyros, standing before you, grimacing.
Oh my god.
Missing your little love, are you? He stands before you now. Anything else?
That shit hurt. No, that's my whole turn.
Terrific. That brings us to Surrie.
Okay.
Side note, but important. Nobody else sees that.
Okay.
No, for sure.
Okay.
Oh, very good.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
How's this returning arrow work? It just comes back to me?
Yeah.
Cool. Take it out, and I will knock it, and I will try to shoot 12.
Yep, go for it.
14.
Yep.
Great. Woo! 34 points of damage.
Oh my god, it explodes.
Yeah, great.
But that means
Is
that
that great?
unfortunately,
No,
Seren, please give me another
sorry,
Constitution saving throw. That was number 12.
Oh my god, Vampire is
Yeah.
an older brother.
Sorry,
That's better though. That's gonna be an 18.
That's enough. Okay,
Yeah.
great. Yes, so you feel again the wave of spores wash across you, but suffer no ill effects, too transfixed by Vampire, unexpectedly standing before you to notice anything else.
Possibly because there's a demon lord standing in front of me where it was once just a cow.
Okay, that brings
I'm
us
so
to...
happy that they're not all poison effect.
that brings you to number 8. 5, 10, 15... Yeah, he's gonna charge you, Alcyone.
I don't think
I'm already on the ground.
You are,
I
so
don't
he
think I
gets
can reach those
advantage.
You have a bow.
Short bow.
80 feet, baby.
Okay.
Oh, he crits.
But I'm
Ooh.
30 feet from the beginning of the map.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's bad. Yikes, Alcyone.
Yeah,
So you take
That's bad.
first
Okay.
5 bludgeoning damage, and then as he tramples you...
Okay.
Oh man, this is bad. 25 bludgeoning damage. Yeah. As it tramples
Single
all
digits,
over
baby.
Oh!
Yeah, they've been dominating me.
Not Iris anymore.
No, I'm a bard.
But that brings us to you, Alcyone.
You gotta get out of there.
I,
Fuck out.
sure, I really do.
Come back here. It's fun.
How would you like me to do
I
that?
don't know, man.
Yeah, with one of them I could have
Can't
managed that,
teleport
but
again?
2 I can, but I also would like to be effective at some point in my life.
Yeah,
More
you can't do
effective
that
if you're alive.
dead.
All right. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's fucking fine. You know what? Fine. If there's these fuckers just gonna sit in front of me, fine. I'm just gonna stand up and just sort of dust off a little bit and say, well, I didn't. This feels kind of a waste just for 2 of you, but fine then. I'm just going to
Stickers and pins.
give a clap with my hands that resonates into a cone of concussive force.
Yeah.
I need them to make Constitution saving throws as I
Fantastic.
cast Pulse Wave.
Fantastic. 6.
The fail. Right, let me just make sure I'm doing this exactly right. This is new to me. Alright, so first off, they're taking a whole bunch of damage.
Is that a spell?
It is
From what book?
from Wildmount.
Ah.
It is one of Mercer's spells.
Good old Matt.
Yeah,
Coming
it
in
is.
clutch.
It is weaker than Fireball, but it does different things.
Well, if he was going to make Fireball, I think he would have just made Fireball.
That's like in terms of a third level spell. Great. So that is 22 points of force damage.
How's it happen?
Okay. They also get pushed away. So yeah, it just sort of.
Oh, they do. That's critically important. How
Yes.
far away?
15 feet.
Oh, that's really important.
That's what I was hoping you would say. Yeah. So yeah, just sort of a wave of concussive force just sort of like ripples through them and just kind of like, I imagine like liquidizes them.
Oh,
and just sort of
yeah, they're instantly just a cloud of vapor. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh. And most importantly, they come to rest and explode into a cloud of spores.
Okay, great, but not anywhere near anybody we know.
Nope. That was
Great.
really important.
Great.
both dead?
So they're both dead?
Yep, they're both dead.
Then
Take
you can
them away.
have these
Sweet.
back. Range. So I've stood up. Not feeling great, but I'm going to fix my eye on number 9 there.
Mhm.
I see Seren's in a very weird state right now, but I'm going to look at 9 and speak a word of shock. I need to make a Constitution saving throw.
The count.
Yes, as a bonus action, spend a Bardic Inspiration dice. Die.
Ooh, 17.
What am I? That might just succeed, but I want to check to be sure. I think it does. Yeah, that just makes it. Never mind.
Okay.
Nothing happens to it.
It is 2 transfixed trying to gore and murder Seren.
Okay,
Yeah.
can you give me a
Abide.
second? Because I'm dealing with something right now.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I'm going to 5, 10, 15. Just move as far away from anything as I can. And that's my turn.
Okay.
So I spent one dimple.
Excellent. Well done, though. 2 and 1.
We'll take it. We'll take
well
it.
done.
Overspent.
That brings us to Kashek.
For now, I'm just gonna try to hit number 4 with Produce Flame again.
Oh, okay.
Not the one clogging the tube.
Not
the one clogging the chute.
He's not going anywhere as far as I can tell. I also don't want
if
to
you-
explode onto the children.
Yeah,
enough.
if you pop him, that's just gonna.
Very valid.
There's no ventilation.
27
Not
again.
good for
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Well,
Let me check here.
Let's see if I can roll better than Min on 2 of my damage dice this time.
No!
Oh, that's much better. That is going to be 20 points of fire.
Oh,
damage.
how's it happen?
Hell yeah.
The hit burns and explode.
Yes, and he
one.
pops.
Oh, cool.
But no one is close, so no spores affect anybody. Anything else, my friend?
Can I scream 100 feet away
Sure.
to my compatriots?
It's open air.
Just very off in the distance. Get the children!
I'm busy.
Cows are like, yeah, we're trying.
Yeah, that's what.
Okay. All right. That brings us to number 1, who's going to again try to attack the rampart, but will miss. And number 6 will attack the rampart.
How can you miss them right in front of you, dumbass?
Spells?
12
No,
is
but-
dead.
Certain spells. But
That brings
yeah,
us
that's
to
gotta
you,
be fun.
Seren.
Can
Mm-hmm.
I know if this is a charm effect or not? Or is there a way for me to tell?
It's not telling. It's just like if you are being affected by one, you can do that.
That's what I mean.
It'll take your action.
Yeah.
But yeah, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, that's not good. Yeah. Oh, that's kind of good. 10.
Vampire stands before you.
Oh, shite.
But you have stillness of mind. If it is a charm or fright effect, you can end that as
You
an
can
action.
end it. That's
Right, but if I don't know that is happening.
That's you
What-
can you
what
never
is it, charm
know
or,
that.
It's not charm or frighten though.
Then I have taken a second to make sure that I'm really seeing what I'm seeing.
You are.
Uh-oh.
That was my action.
well, really seeing what you're saying.
With my bonus action, then I am going to patiently defense.
Great. Fantastic.
Smart.
Very smart.
And I just
Anything else?
same face as like melee face of like completely stony and calm.
Mm-hmm.
But the mask and the hood come down.
It's Vampire's turn.
Oh no!
I didn't
He-
know that passive was it patient defense?
Yep.
I didn't know patient defense worked against emotional trauma.
Dwarf
Can't
is
dodge your
not
feelings.
He glowers at you and licks his exposed teeth. It's and says, "I'm going to send you to meet your little friend," and lunges towards you with his claws.
He does so disadvantageously.
Yes, he does. He does, though. He does.
Oh my god, does he have vampire stats?
Yes, he does. He's real to you.
Brain is a powerful weapon.
I have to remember what Vampire does.
He's a plus 14 to hit.
Yeah, I was
you know?
gonna say.
Plus
I don't
30
think
to
he
all of
can
his
miss.
Remember that.
Yeah, well, wow, isn't this interesting? Here we go. That is going to be a 32 to hit.
You know, unbelievably.
Against all odds. At disadvantage. Managed to do it.
So, Seren,
Yeah?
Can't even see
to your
this is
eye,
happening.
he throws forward his clawed hands and lifts you off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of you, if you spare a glance to Seren, you just see her sort of paralyzed, staring up into the sky, unmoving.
Yeah.
But to your mind,
Mm-hmm.
you are lifted up into the sky.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna do his thing.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, mama. God. You are taken back to that ritual.
Uh-huh.
And as he took his two, like, scorpion-like appendages,
Yeah, that's not good.
which slew Dimitri,
Mm-hmm.
he throws them forward and they pierce your body.
Uh-huh.
Oh, mama
That's
mia.
not good.
Mama mia, this is going badly.
Yeah. Yeah.
He thrusts his, like, clawed scorpion appendages into your body, and you take... I don't have enough dice.
Oh my god.
This is really painful.
And you take 29 points of piercing damage.
That's a lot of piercing damage.
He pierces his claws into you and draws you close. You feel his hot breath on your face as he glowers and grins. Okay, moving on. That is... number 2 is going to attack ramparts. Moving back into something more understandable, but we'll miss. Number 9 is going to... Where is number 9?
He's right here.
Oh.
Thank you is going to attack you, Seren.
He's got a buddy. He
He's
doesn't
got
need...
disadvantage.
Yes, he does. Well, no, he does not. No, he does.
Yeah.
Because you did patient defense, yes. No, he does. Because you did that in the real world.
Actually happened.
And he will crit fail.
Hooray.
Nice.
Move.
That's what all these ones are saying.
Back to number 3. Is going to attack the rampart. Will miss. Number 11 is dead. Number 5 will attack the rampart. And will miss. That brings us back to Seren. You are currently grappled by Vampire.
I can still attack?
Yes, you can.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm gonna do that.
Attacking him.
25.
Yep.
Okay. 8 points.
Mm-hmm.
Non-natural 20.
Yep.
11 points.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm gonna patiently defense again.
Okay, great. Yeah, so like held upside down by one of your legs, held in his long knife-like claws, you drive your fists or elbows or legs or whatever you can manage into him, but all the while he just laughs and laughs.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
That's my whole turn.
Sorry.
Cool. My arrow appears back in my hand.
Okay.
And I'll...
Yeah, it like Thor's hammers back to you.
Oh, yeah.
Great. So I get my arrow back. I yell, Seren, get it together! And I shoot the one that's not directly in front of her, but next to her.
Number 9.
That I can tell.
The
Yeah.
cow.
Is there still a cow where she is seeing Vampire?
No. There's no.
Okay, so she only has one target.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I hear Surrie say that?
You do. but you're not sure what she means. I mean, vampire is bad.
Yeah.
This is kind
What
of
are you talking about?
Yeah.
Vampire is bad.
This is kind of what I was getting at. Is this are we supposed to be viewing this as like her having a mental battle, or am I actually like if I looked over, would I see her patiently defensing?
You do.
Okay.
You see her standing there, stock still, frozen. You see her take these defensive
Yeah, okay.
postures,
It is,
but
not
she's
fully
not
mental.
moving. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay.
What was the attack on number 9?
Oh, well, it was a natural 1 on my first roll, so why roll a disadvantage?
okay. Sure,
I mean, I
sure.
can.
Freaking again?
Yeah.
Sorry, bud.
Yeah.
Sorry,
It
bud.
was a different die.
So you're concerned, like something is clearly wrong with your friend Seren, and so the distress of that causes your arrow to go wide.
Then I guess I'll save against being poisoned.
Con save.
Yeah.
I am
3. No, 4.
I'm afraid not.
Yeah, that's okay.
That brings us
I
to
rolled twice
8,
for the
who is
attack.
dead. Because you exploded the Alcyone,
Did a bit.
which brings us to you, Alcyone.
Great. I'm going to. All right. So
Mine's the
Distance.
cow pile.
Sure.
Oh my god, this is perfect.
Oh, we're well within range there. Once again, I'm going to look at that fucking cow and speak a word that I know should shock it. Just make another con save,
Yes,
please.
it will.
Bonus action.
2!
Thank
Yay!
goodness. It is stunned.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
So
You see this Blake cow sort of like come to a halt. It's not quite understanding what it is. You see it try to struggle against the magical chains that bind it, but it eventually stands stock still like a statue.
Yeah. To the end of my next turn, it's stunned. So I feel like that's. I know she's going through some shit right now, but I can only do. Can only focus on
I
that
don't know
cow.
what it is.
Is it only bad if I'm within the? I guess I wouldn't know.
You gotta like, it's like 5 feet around the pile. So
But if
you're-
I'm in this like,
well, you wouldn't know.
all right.
The sport.
Then I will take some liberties, and on these 5 cows again, I'm going to attempt to cast slow, so they don't make wisdom saving throws.
I'm just gonna do one for all of them.
is that creatures that you choose,
Creatures that I choose.
Okay.
Up to 6.
including the children?
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I cannot see the children.
16.
Yeah, that's true.
16 fails.
Excellent.
Nice.
Yes, they are all
All
slowed.
5 of them are slow.
Excellent. Okay, cool.
So I'll let you know what that means when it comes up.
Fantastic.
The same as usual.
Anything else, Alcyone?
That's it for me.
That brings us to the check.
Yeah, I will reiterate. Get the children.
Doing my best. The
I
cows are
could-
slow.
I know. I'm just like I can finish this.
Saren's dealing with him.
I
Shit.
can finish this immediately.
There's kids?
Well, they would have seen the kids running at least, right? Or heard them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They saw that scene unfold.
Yeah.
You like zooming down and then bringing up this sort of cone of earth around you.
Yeah. So they're slowed, which means is that advantage to me, or they just have minus to AC?
Minus Stacy.
Okay. I've got something that seems to be working, so I'm just gonna pick number 6, and I'm gonna attack him with produce flame.
What is the minus?
Minus 2 to AC.
Okay. I'm just kidding. They go to whopping 6 AC.
Okay.
Yeah.
I literally can't miss. Do you want me to? Well, I can crit.
Zombie cows.
22.
You got it.
Yeah.
Great.
Only
Flames
zombies have
for
an AC combo.
days. Ooh, that's an average damage. That's fine. 14 points of flame damage.
To
Fire
number
damage.
6?
To number 6.
Above average.
Okay. 14, you said?
Yes.
Okay, great.
And
Anything
it's my turn. I've got some really neat area of effect spells that I
There's a bunch of
can't use.
kids in the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, all of them would explode simultaneously, and that would also be bad for them.
Number 1 is just going to try to
That's
attack
not
the
good.
rampart. 'cause
He
these are
can only
zombies.
move
What
half
else?
speed.
Yeah, he's not moving. He's just attacking the thing in front
Oh,
of him.
cool. Yeah, you can only hit once.
Is there an effect to their to hit?
They can only attack once. Their to hit is not
Yes,
effective.
they can only attack once.
Yeah.
This would only affect it if they were charging it.
Which they're not.
Yeah.
Or if they're trying to climb up.
Yes.
They are not. So number 1 misses.
The
Number
ass
6 is
end
dead.
of number
Oh, no,
5 just
number
wiggling.
6 is still alive.
Yep.
Yes, it's also going to attack the thing. He will hit for 5 bludgeoning damage to the rampart. Not that it really matters.
It's not worth
It's not-
tracking.
It's not really worth tracking
It's
at this
not.
point. We can
I'd
just-
have to be up against like hill giants or something for it to matter. Yeah,
Mhm.
they're not going to.
12 is dead. That brings us to number 2. It's not really. It doesn't really.
Ooh.
Is 9 still alive? What happened?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
9's alive, but he's stunned.
That's it. Okay, he's stunned. Thank you very much.
No, I was stunned.
Bless you. There's a lot going on.
No, you're good. You're good.
That brings us back to 3. who we're just not going to worry about.
They're for flavor.
They're like,
running,
for flavor, you can imagine they're just bashing their faces into this rampart.
Slowly.
Very slowly.
Yes.
That's so cute. They're like,
So that brings us to Surrie.
Bonk me.
Seren, I'm
what
sorry.
I love even more about that is that I have a comparative will because Circle of Desert.
Oh, so Seren, perhaps the one in the most danger right now.
So at any given time,
You
I can
are
turtle.
grappled, and
Only the rest
Vampire
of us
is
do
like
that.
running his tongue around the rim of your face.
And there's no save she can make against this?
Nope.
Cool.
Level 11.
Level 11, baby.
I'm gonna keep punching him. No, not with that one. I'm not.
Well, I can't. I'm being psychically attacked.
I'm not being psychically attacked.
She can, like, try to look through it again on her turn.
I'm
But,
already
like-
convinced that Vampiri's here.
Yeah, alright, sure.
17.
To hit?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, cool. Okay. 8
Damage?
damage.
Okay.
And it doesn't fucking matter if he has disadvantage. He's got like a plus 90 billion to hit, so I'm gonna flurry of blows.
Do it.
Another chance for a 1, but yeah, you're right.
That's gonna be 21 and a 22.
To hit?
Yep.
Yep, both hit.
Okay, so he's gonna take an additional.
That wouldn't even fucking help you. God damn it.
Um,
Spore related.
he's gonna take an additional 17 points of damage, and just for fuck's sake, make a con save.
Mm-hmm. That is a... Yeah, 23.
Yeah, he makes it. That's okay.
Okay, anything else?
That's my whole turn.
That is Vampire's turn.
Mhm.
He fucks with you.
Mm-hmm.
He has you like by the ankle with his claws digging into your leg. And he sort of lifts you up and slowly lowers and then raises you out of his mouth a few times. He's fucking with you.
Oh, that's gross.
Yep. But like as he lowers you into his mouth, you feel his hot breath and the moisture of his mouth. Like you come away smeared in blood and mucus as he raises you out again.
That's what I was punching at then. I was trying to knock his teeth back in.
Yeah, you do so, but he just laughs and chuckles and taunts.
I hate laughing and chuckling.
And taunting.
Man,
To
taunting.
be honest,
I'm going to kill everyone you love before I finish you.
I still don't answer.
Number
can't
2,
see it.
attacking the thing.
Slowly.
So now it is... Sorry, it is your move.
Great.
And then it will be you, Alcyone.
Before my last arrow even fucking hits the ground, it's back in my hand. And another fucking shot at 9.
Okay,
Well,
great.
it is a straight roll because it's stunned.
Yes.
Thank you. Cool.
Who in the blowfish?
25.
Yep.
And Saren's next to me. Cool.
Who do you do with the blowfish?
26.
Damage?
Yes.
Okay, boom, it goes.
Sorry.
I'm so sorry. I need another con
No,
saving
go
throw
ahead.
from you.
That's gonna be a 7.
Oh, okay, here we go.
I'm sorry.
Vampire 2, the bigger one.
Okay, alright. Oh, mamma mia.
I'm
Okay.
so sorry.
That's okay. Hit me.
So you are currently being held aloft in the air by Vampire. And perhaps you were terrified before, but now what happens? You are overcome with rage.
Oh, yeah.
And a
I love
pure,
this feeling.
murderous desire to destroy the thing that is closest to you, which happens to be a vampire. So you're good to go.
May I?
Do I hear
Yes, you
bagpipes?
It appears to me as if it has started snowing,
Okay.
and everything suddenly kind of whites out after a second.
Okay.
And I both feel enraged and a deep sense of peace. That's all.
Fantastic. So 9 is exploded.
Yeah.
Make a save against being poisoned.
Oh yeah, at the end of your turn, yeah.
It's a con save. 6.
Afraid not. That brings us to you, Alcyone.
Kashek, is it bad if I drop the slow on them? Do you have that?
Yes. Sorry.
Great.
Yes.
Okay. With 3 hit points.
Oh God.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said he was in
She-
single-
he said single
She
digits.
said he was in single digits.
I only have 88.
Oh, mama.
Your
You have
healer,
more than
That's more than
my
me.
max.
the healer
By
has
one.
not
These
been
cows
touched.
have been rolling very well.
Yeah.
The
And
healer has not been touched and he's immune to poison. We're okay.
And I am also
I
a
don't think
healer,
anybody's not okay.
but I'm, Alright, so I'm going to
I'm
let
in
slow
danger,
fade
man.
so these cows are at full
They
speed.
sure are.
Yeah, so Seren probably doesn't notice this, but Surrie probably sees Alcyone's eyes black over for a moment,
Ooh.
and I'm going to cast Eye Bite on
Nice.
Nice.
Seren.
Oh.
Ooh.
You need to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Oh no. Oh no.
You're gonna make it,
no,
I know.
No.
I hate you so
15.
much. Oh, that fails. You're asleep.
Oh!
Yeah.
You're
Can't
unconscious.
be magically put to sleep.
Oh
She's an
no!
Oh no!
You know she's an elf.
Yeah, would you know that? Would you know that elves can't be magically put to sleep?
What you got, buddy?
I don't know. Would you know that they can't be put to sleep?
I mean, yeah, but like,
What?
Heat of the bit.
No,
baby.
heat of battle,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
You try.
yeah.
And you can feel your spell connect and then just dissipate around Seren's form. And then and then only then it comes to you. Oh fuck!
I'm sorry.
Elves can't be put to sleep.
Throw a rock at her.
Honestly, though,
I might be able to dodge the
Oh, that was such a good idea.
That would be
Oh.
even funnier.
You catch
She
it.
throws her.
No.
And throw it back.
Throw it back.
Wait, I can throw it back.
Yeah.
yeah. Thing is,
Oh, she's so
yeah.
fucking cool.
Well, nothing else is gonna fix this on you, you idiot.
Did you want me to not bring up something relevant?
Alcyone just stops halfway back. I'm gonna go cast slow again.
Oh boy. Yeah, I'm just gonna look at this cow right here,
I bite that
and I'm gonna say, "Fucking tentacle." And then,
Yeah.
speak of word of creation, and an eldritch tentacle is going to whap it.
Okay.
What the fuck are you?
Don't worry about it.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, they make a dex save. This
Ooh.
cow makes a dex save.
Yeah, you
Don't
tell me
ruin
because
it.
I
No,
can't
don't-
figure
don't.
it
I
out.
definitely fails.
No,
I won't say it. It's probably wrong, but I have a thought.
Don't pull a tongue.
7.
Yeah, no. It fails the dex save. So it takes a healthy. Oh, speak of the devil.
No.
What?
Speak of the devil.
Oh, all right. He's over there. He's right there.
This is 6.
This one, yeah, he takes 7 points of. Wait, hang on. Sorry. 7 points of psychic damage, and I yank it.
That's actually enough. It's done.
Oh, great.
It poofs into a cloud of spores.
I mean, probably only Kashek sees this, but the Eldritch Tendril disappears, fades into the ground again.
Alright.
Excellent. Anything else, Alcyone?
I'll ignore that.
No, my eyes are still blacked out with eye bite, but yeah, no, we're hanging out now. We're done.
Oh, mamma mia. Okay. Kashek.
I'm good at my job.
Babe, it was such a good idea. I'm sorry that
It was a great idea.
If only it wasn't for these fucking kids, I could have. Oh, I could have done so
It
much.
was a really good
I could have done
idea.
so much cool shit.
I know.
It's okay. It's okay.
I had an idea for what I was gonna do, but
Yeah.
don't hit the kids.
Sorry, I was almost dead after 3
Yeah.
cows decided I was a play toy. If you rolled 3 more damage, I wouldn't be here for any of this.
Adventure! Huzzah!
This is my comeuppance for the purple worm fight where you guys were like, oh, and I was over in the corner like taking a drag off a cig. Like,
Trevor, you'll never guess. I'm gonna produce flame.
Yeah.
I can't miss.
I don't think you can.
24
Yes, sir.
Someone's rolling.
to number 1. Woo! 17 points of fire damage.
Heyo. All right, great. Anything
That's my
else,
turn.
friend? Okay. That brings us to number 2. Bashes his head against the thing. That brings us to 3. Bashes his head against the thing.
Wasn't that
5
smart?
is gone.
Five.
Yep. Nope, 5 is in the hole.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
I
yeah.
think we've been skipping him.
He great.
I mean,
okay.
he's in the-
Actually, he's gonna make an acrobatics check.
Oh.
Oh,
no
well.
acrobatics now.
Shit!
He got in.
Yes, you did.
He slips through the hole.
No!
You hear the scream of children.
Okay.
You can see in the hole.
I can see all this.
Okay.
You got
I don't have any reactions I can take, but
That brings us to Seren.
that was his turn, though, so
Yeah.
they're okay.
Yep.
Decisions.
They might just get pukey.
Yeah, well, it would have to explode first.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you kill it.
No,
I have
that's
some
just-
ideas.
Just punch.
Punching vampire.
Oh yeah, 19.
Yep.
Mhm.
Oh man.
Non-natural 20.
Yep.
And I'm watching her like punch the air.
Yeah, she's just
Right.
like you see this look of horror on Seren's face as she just stands there, throwing out still expertly,
Oh yeah.
but just flailing punches into the air.
14 points for my regular attacks,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm gonna flurry of blows again.
Okay.
Did
No, you're doing it.
No, I'm not.
You are.
You're doing something.
One of those is probably gonna hit with the unless an 11 hits. No, yeah, okay. 27.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And just for fucking funsies, after he takes 9 more points of damage, he has to make a con save.
Yeah, he sure does. Holy shit! 10.
Fails.
He sure does.
Nice.
Yes. So he's just been fucking taunting and laughing at you this whole time, growing furious. You throw out a flurry of blows, and he's real to you. You stun him. He kind of throws his head back and falls to the ground, still holding you above him. So he's laying back prone on the ground, holding you above him still by your ankle.
Was that on your last hit?
Yep.
Unfortunate.
Well, I'm not gonna waste it. I don't have any key points left.
Anything else?
Nope, my whole turn.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sorry. So you just, so you see Seren still, she's throwing out these blows and then maybe, is looking, a little proud of herself, but still just staring at this whatever is before her.
The cow's dead.
I run straight for her
Mhm.
and try to body check her to my right, so not into the cow that's directly in front of her.
They're gone. The
They're-
spores sort of dissipate after a round, so.
That's
That's
But they're all around.
That's not a
you.
fucking cow. Oh my god. Okay.
No, yeah, that isn't there.
Great. I run right at her and I fucking body check her in the back with my shoulder.
Okay, fantastic. Give me just give me a to hit.
At disadvantage, I guess.
At advantage. No, at advantage, because she's just standing there.
well, that would be a straight roll.
So a straight roll, yeah.
So do it again.
Just give me your regular to hit. I buy that.
Proficiency plus dex. So
Okay.
9.
Okay. 16.
Is that me? No.
Sorry.
You charge forward, but even in her sort of shocked state, she dodges out of the way of your blow. And you land sort of crumpled on the ground right before her.
Was that my attack?
That would have been, yeah.
What the fuck are you doing? I just yell at
I
her!
don't even answer.
Make a
Oh.
persuasion check.
16.
You scream right in her ear. You're right up into her face, and you scream against her face, but she just nothing.
Oh my god!
There you go.
20 for my fucking poison save.
Yes, the poison leaves you. You're gonna hawk up a loony and
It was also screaming. It was also screaming trying to clear it out of your throat.
That brings us to anything else, Surrie? That brings us to Alcyone.
Oh, goodness. Well, that's a mess. Sir, I believe in you, and I say to you, I give you a little, just a nice little rhyme in Infernal, and you get a point of bardic inspiration for you.
Yeah.
It's a D10.
D10?
Hey,
Fuck yeah.
I love a bard, baby.
Hold on to that.
I will.
And
Thank
just-
you.
Approaching slowly over here, I'm going to send a ray of frost at number 1.
Okay.
14 to hit.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yep.
cool. Shitting dick nibbles.
Oh, and I think I went to high school with him.
7 plus, thank you. 10 points of cold damage to
That
number
is
1.
enough. How's it happen?
The cold lances through, and I hope it freezes all those little spore particles before they can do anything.
Yeah, so the frost sort of moves its way all up along the body, and yet still spores spurt out, but no one is within the danger zone.
Yeah, the ray of frost is not something I cast with my, words and such. It sort of just happens from me.
Awesome. That brings us to anything else?
Like my
Alcyone?
dad. No, that's me. That's me. I'm done.
Kashek.
Cool. I'm gonna switch it up just slightly.
So you do hear the screams of the children
Yes.
from within your cone.
And I'm going to say something in aarakocra to myself. Twirl around once in midair and fire off Thorn Whip with my staff at Mr. Man that just fell through.
Great at the count.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
I still cannot miss. That's not a dirty 20.
Yep.
He's going to take 3d6 points of damage. He's going to take 10 points of piercing damage, I believe.
Okay, that's
great.
not enough.
And he is pulled 10 feet towards me.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I think should count, even though it's vertical.
No, it counts. It counts. Yeah, you sort of like throw your owlish hand forward.
No, my
Well,
staff. Yeah.
Oh, your staff. Yeah. You throw your staff forward, and this whip-like vine extends from it.
And if I may,
Yes, please.
tumbleweed.
I was gonna say, like an unraveled tumbleweed.
Ah, yes. A tumbleweed unraveling down towards the center of your cone. It wraps itself around the haunches of this blighted cow. And as you yank it upwards, it flies back again through the top, like a volcano science experiment in 3rd grade.
He doesn't get stuck.
No, he just comes right
Okay.
up
Nice.
through.
It pulls
and-
15 feet.
and
10 feet.
10? Okay.
10
10
feet,
feet.
but
Enough.
Yeah.
He was launched right up through and tumbles back again to the bottom of the cone.
Oh, that felt good, and I'm very happy you say that, Trevor. I'm so happy you say that. Because in that case, I am going to go ahead and do what I was planning on doing this entire time. And I am going to dive bomb. So he's going to flip back over himself like a jet stalling and just immediately dive back towards the ground. And he is going to land right about here. I can look up the actual distance if you
I'm
want me to.
not super fussed.
Yeah, and as soon as he hits the ground, he is going to drop concentration on Wall of Stone, and instead, he is going to explode into a plague of insects.
You had your action for Thorn Whip.
Oh, it's an action.
Yeah.
Fuck, you're right.
Yeah.
You are
Sorry,
submitted
boy.
to it.
That's all right.
Sorry,
But I
boy.
can't wait for those insects.
Yeah,
Hell
that's
yeah.
all right.
Something to look forward to.
I'll still stay over here.
Okay, great.
I'm flying though. I'm still 30 feet.
Ready, yeah,
Yeah.
ready for the next. Okay, great. Anything else?
No, I don't think druids have any bonus action abilities at the very least. Or it wouldn't matter, but yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Number 2
Is alive.
is alive. You're in the air, Kashek.
Yes.
How high up?
30 feet.
Okay, he's just gonna attack the wall, so whatever.
Wump.
3
We got 2, 3, and 5 left.
is just gonna attack the wall. 5 is just gonna right himself and attack the wall, so whatever. That brings us to Seren.
Well, I have advantage on this thing that is currently holding me above its mouth.
You do. Still caught in a battle of your own.
21.
Mm-hmm.
And then 25. So he's gonna
Both
take.
hit.
Yep, he's gonna take. It's pretty tasty. 18 from
Okay.
those.
Great.
And then I'm obviously gonna flurry of blows again.
Sure.
Yeah,
Why else am I here?
well, the getting's good.
That's gonna be a natural 20.
Nice.
Heyo.
Rolling twice.
Rolling twice.
Yeah, it sucked. 10 for that one,
Okay.
and then another natural 20
Heyo.
with the other die.
You're
Nice.
fighting this ghost to the best of your ability.
That's gonna be another 13 points damage.
Okay, great. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. He comes back, unstunned now. He's angry.
Yeah.
He is gonna try to give you a bite. Yeah. 33.
Yeah.
Uh,
If it doesn't begin with a 1, it probably hits.
Yep, he's gonna give you a bite. Closing his jaws around your midriff for 15 piercing damage.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna spear you. That'll hit for
Trust you on that one.
Yeah.
23.
Okay.
That's him.
Yep.
Sorry. You see Seren sort of like convulsing and collapsing in pain a little bit.
grab her shoulders, and I shake her, and I say, what the fuck is going on? And I pull back, and I say, this is gonna hurt me much more than it's gonna hurt you. And I punch her in the fucking face.
That's what I do.
Amazing.
You are Seren. Pull yourself together.
My God, woman!
Give me another persuasion at advantage.
You got some inspiration if you want it.
You do. You have a D10.
Okay, 21?
Seren.
Mm-hmm.
You are bitten and lanced by Vampire. Like, the world around you has disappeared for these past few rounds while you battle Vampire.
Mm-hmm.
You see him, you hear you are back in Barovia. You hear the screams of your companions. You see Dimitri lay dead by the corner of the room. But all of a sudden, next to you, even as you were suspended in the air by his clawed hand, you see Surrie next to you. What do you say?
What's happening?
I guess I just kind of like spit out some like imaginary blood and just say,
What are you talking about?
do I have time to say anything else?
Mm-hmm.
Help me.
I'm trying. There's nothing here. It's us. It's you and me.
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Please don't.
I have her by the shoulders. I'm looking into her eyes.
James, you.
Come on, James.
James! No, James, no! James, no, it was a fucking. 8.
What the fuck? Surrie, we have to fight Vampire! He's right here!
Literally! Like, why would I? I'm not wasting time. Clearly, there's a demon lord. Yeah, I don't say anything. I'm just. If she's not gonna help me, then I'm gonna get back to what I'm doing.
Anything else, Surrie?
No, I'm just trying because I'm scared now. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Where's my friend?
That brings us to Alcyone.
Oh.
She's so tired. I don't know who that is.
I don't. That seems like a them thing
I don't know you.
at the moment. Eventually, she'll tire herself out. So that's okay. Alright, well, the kitten's been alright so far. I'm gonna go ahead and launch another Ray of Frost at number 2.
Okay.
I'm gonna waste all my fun tricks
That's
on
good. That's
this.
what they're there
Oh, but a 12.
Yes. It's a big old cow.
I broadside to the barn. 12 plus 18 points of cold damage.
Excellent. Okay.
And I'm going to just, real quick, speak a word to myself and feel a little bit better.
Okay, cool.
Just to, because 3 is easily one shot. Maybe
3 is a tricky number.
a little bit more than that won't be quite so bad. At second level, I guess that counts. Yeah, 13 is more manageable.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Check.
All right. Pausing for a moment, he realized that might have been overkill. So instead, he is still going to like stall in midair and
Do a
dive
barrel
bomb.
roll.
Yeah, dive bomb the ground and land staff first. And instead, I am going to cast Erupting Earth.
Oh, awesome.
Nice.
So all 3 of them are affected. As soon as he does that, the wall drops. I can cast it in an area where it will hit all 3 of them, but it will not hit the children. I promise.
Okay.
I don't think that's concentration.
Hmm?
That's not concentration, is it?
It is, believe it or not.
Oh, because you have to maintain the
Structure.
terrain.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. So all 3 of them, please make a dex save.
I'm just going to do one for all of them for expediencies.
Oh.
The battery
12.
life on the.
12, they fail.
Great.
So that is going to be 3d12.
Ooh.
Super swingy, let's
Haven't
do it.
got the
Swingy, baby.
roll one of these bad boys since Grinir got the battlefield.
Feel like a barbarian.
Yeah. They all take 21 points of bludgeoning damage.
So close. So number 2, who was struck before, dies.
Okay.
And explodes. The other 2 are living on a prayer.
This is all gone.
Yes, and the rampart goes down. The children left standing before them.
I'm not done.
Oh.
Well, the spell's not even done.
No. Difficult.
So,
Oh, wait. 5 is also dead. It had also taken damage. It explodes.
wonderful. That entire area I've just outlined is also now rough terrain.
Terrific.
As the
So, yes.
ground literally
There is,
explodes out from the bottom and
should be
rocks
broken.
fall down from above.
There is only one left. Anything else, my
Or
friend,
should
to
be
check?
around there.
That's it for me. I have landed though.
Okay, there is only one left, and he is going to charge you.
That is freaking me out because I think it's a weather emergency.
10.
Does he have the speed for that?
He's halved?
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
Okay.
While he's in that area.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he does.
They were charging for like 40, I think.
Sure. He will connect for a
Is it not over there?
6 bludgeoning damage.
It might
Oh,
be-
that's fine. I catch the brunt
Check
of it
the,
on my
the
armadillo
dice
shield.
cut.
So that brings us to
that's
Seren.
what it is. Yeah.
Yep.
So you're a little confused. You're fighting Vampire, but Surrie also appeared to you out of the haze.
Uh-huh.
If you would like to, you could try to take another shot at seeing through this.
Yes, I will do that.
In fact, do it at advantage, because Surrie is like aiding you, trying to shake you out of this
I'm confused.
stupor.
Yeah, okay, that's gonna be 21.
That'll do. You whirl around, switching between your friend Surrie, saying something to you. You don't know what's going on. Back to Vampire, back and forth, until finally, Vampire vanishes before your eyes, and you are brought back to your present.
And everything that was in the room,
Yep, everything's gone.
I wasn't looking at him.
I know. You are snapped back to reality with Surrie like arms on your shoulders.
Just like looking into your eyes, trying to figure out what the hell's going on.
Stop. Are any of them left?
Yes, and the children.
The tendrils from before with the hunter's mark
Mm-hmm.
kind of curl up around Megan,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to use my tireless feature to give myself, as I do at the start of every day, that's going to be 12 temporary hit points.
Okay, cool.
Then, bonus action, I'm gonna dash.
All right. To where?
I dash 95 feet over here.
All right,
Sorry.
bye. Okay, shit.
Seren sort of snaps back to reality. It's like, are any of them left? And you're like, yes. And then she just fucking tears ass across the field around the pile of cow.
That is Step of the Wind, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a key point.
Yar.
Anything else, Seren?
That's my whole turn.
That brings us around to Surrie.
Okay.
She just took off.
Okay. I'm gonna use my bonus action to Misty Step 30 feet just straight.
Nice.
Okay, great.
And then I will use my action to dash.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, 60?
Around that cloud, maybe. Yeah, 60. Just kind of look at you and I'm like, are you good? Is everything alright? What the
No!
Okay. That's all I can do.
Okay, great. Surrie.
Well, you-
Alcyone.
You could, like, bonus action dash to give yourself 3 times your usual speed.
Yeah. It would have been the same thing.
It would have been the
It's a
same
spell
thing.
slot.
But it looks cool,
I look cooler, yeah.
Alcyone. One zombie cow remains.
2 fucking Naruto runners.
right?
Yep.
Not
Well,
nearly as fast as she is.
I still have eye bite up, so I'm just going to stand here and look at that cow, and it has to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
How wise could a cow be?
Oh, yeah, -2.
Great. What to do to this cow? Yeah, the cow is sickened. There's disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
Okay. Kashak. Anything? I'm sorry. Anything else?
That's it.
Kashak.
Lovely. Really quick, I'm going to take my staff once more, and it is going to.
Sorry, just kidding. I made it go to sleep.
It is asleep.
Yeah. Which means unconscious, you have advantage.
Okay. Yeah, I suppose there's
Not because he's doing that.
I hear you.
nothing stopping me. Yeah, I'm gonna cast fucking Shillelagh on my quarterstaff.
Okay.
It's gonna take on the appearance of, I don't know the actual name of the wood, but it's like, it is specifically a desert wood that's very like there's like a ton of lines through
Like
it.
striated?
Yeah, I don't know what it's called exactly, but it takes on a slightly more that sheen than normal, and I'm gonna whap him with it.
I believe
Wallop.
within 5 feet of an unconscious creature, you auto crit.
Neat.
Yeah.
Cool.
It would be on here. I think it's.
So what is Shillelagh at level 11?
It's always a D8.
It's
It's
always,
always a
D8.
D8.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a crit, so I roll 2.
Yeah.
Rolling twice.
So 17 points of bludgeoning damage.
Plenty.
You guys really should not have run up here.
It's okay. It's just 5 feet. So actually, only.
Oh, okay.
I just need you to make me a con save.
13?
Okay, not quite. You strike this thing down, and the spores erupt around you.
Shit, he's got a.
But it is the poison damage, so you are fine.
I take none.
Okay. Well done, all.
That was
that's
awesome.
that.